jackasses that didn't switch over. Man, all right. Let's see. We're live. We're good to go. All right, so we're joined by two more incredible guests. This could be another fantastic hour. Well, 56 minutes, I guess. I'm cutting their time short because I am technologically impaired. But we are joined by Kevin, that is at DuBois_22 from the Double D's podcast. What's going on, Kev?
Hey man, I'm just glad we found you. I was worried if the link wasn't. You were making fun of Dan, and you called him to know how to do the link, and then all of a sudden I was like, oh, that's funny.
That's how
karma, man.
Works.
Karma, Kevin. Karma.
Yeah, but Kev, I'm glad that you were able to join us. We're also joined, and we're not going to hold him against him, but he's a Broncos fan. Jacob and this is one of my favorite Twitter handles, at Ain't Done Yet. It's a pun. I love puns. From RotoWire and New Life Fantasy. What's going on, Jacob?
What's going on, brother? I appreciate that, man. I'm all about the puns as well. And I really hope you like that pink basketball hoop behind me. It's my daughter's. I own it, man. I own it. I love it.
I could see you. I could see you breaking the backboard back there. I can see that.
Every day. I got to fix that thing every day.
Do you think if Rondale Moore stood on Kyler's shoulders, they could dunk it?
Maybe.
Really quick, did we miss any picks here, Dan?
Nope, we're 2-2, man. Good time in here. Chiefs pick is in. We're waiting on it.
All right, where's my notebook? I got to
scratch off. Terrace Marshall. I'm going to
Terrace Marshall, please.
Oh, yeah.
If this is Terrace Marshall.
There's no hope for anyone in the AFC West if it's Terrace Marshall. It's ridiculous.
Now, let me ask, Jacob, because you are a Broncos fan. You're familiar with the AFC West, but Terrace Marshall, the player, the prospect, why did he slip so far?
That's a great question, man. I really liked him coming out. I don't know if it's just because he had somewhat of a down year without Burrow. I'm not sure. I guess they just really liked the wide receiver prospects before him. Like Bateman got picked. That Tony got picked before all these guys. I thought he was going way after all these guys, especially Marshall. That was insane to me. So yeah, I have no idea, JB, but if the Chiefs grab him, then the rich get richer, and no one in the AFC West has a chance.
Bad news is they didn't take him here. The good news is they pick again in like about 5 picks.
Who'd they take?
Linebacker Nick Bolton, Missouri.
Okay.
He's actually a legit prospect. That's a good pick by the Chiefs. Shoot.
And obviously one of the areas that needs to be addressed is the defense, because you look at that offense and they're okay for the most part, but we certainly would like to see them add another wide receiver. Kev, I want to ask you, some of these picks, I'm looking at it, 2-2. We already saw Rondale Moore go. Like 2-2 Atwell especially. Did that pick surprise you at all? Not just the landing spot itself, but the fact that he went in the second round.
Yeah, I mean, over Marshall, Marshall was my wide receiver 3 coming into it, and I know the injury concerns were definitely something popped up there. But 2-2 is like 145 pounds. That worries me a little bit. I feel like if you're worried about BMI, you're definitely worried about 2-2. I haven't been 145 pounds since like 8th grade, so I get worried about 2-2 because he's small, but it's weird. These landing spots have not been fun, guys. Like
you were not the first person to say that on the stream.
Yeah, it's just kind of like, oh, they're all right. Like even Rondale Moore, I think Rondale Moore is gonna be that's a great football spot, but I don't know necessarily a fantasy perspective. Like it kind of worries me a little bit.
No, and I like that you brought up landing spots, Kev. We've been asking different people a form of this question. How much in your rookie evaluation and your rookie rankings ultimately is decided and impacted by landing spot? Because you look at it, and I think this is going to be a really good year where we're not going to have those, and this is me speaking from firsthand experience, a Keyshawn Vaughn moment type situation, because all the landing spots are, like Kev said, are just kind of like,
Yeah, for me, I'm going to look at talent. So however I ranked them based on talent, how I had them coming out of college, I think I go there because I had an A.J. Brown moment a few years ago. He was my wide receiver 1. Then he went to Tennessee, and I really ever since then, I've just been like, I'm going to take the most talented guy perspective. And that's why I wasn't really high on CEH last year, and I got ripped for it. And then everybody now is kind of like, oh, well. So I'm going to go with talent, first of all. That's why where Marshall falls, I feel like I will take him ahead of some of these receivers that we've seen.
And every year we see it. I'll let Mitch finish his sip there. Mitch, how many times have we talked about it, not just throughout this offseason, but throughout the last 2 years, where there's always these players that creep up the NFL draft boards or disappear, and the fantasy community is like, whoa, Dwayne Eskridge, Tutu Atwell, Rondell Moore to an extent. I didn't think he was going to go in the second. We see it every year.
Sometimes the NFL just loves these players because they fit what that team needs. It's more like, hey, we need this player to fit this role, to where we're looking at it. We're like, hey, we want all these guys to get 100 targets. This guy's not going to see 100 targets, so we don't like him. I mean, DK Metcalf was docked down because of his 3-cone time, and everyone was worried if he could run crossers, but Seattle was just like, we won't have him run crossers and he'll be completely fine. And so I think there's this thing to where the NFL just wants these guys just to fit what they do, to where we're looking at like, hey, we want an 80-yard touchdown this play. Who's going to be the one that gives us to us?
No, I agree. And it's certainly frustrating from the fantasy perspective because we want to see those ideal landing spots. Hey, well, that makes so much sense. But then from the NFL side, it certainly doesn't. Jacob, what pick has surprised you, whether it was day one or up to this point here on day two?
Okay, so I got to get this off my chest. I was taking a flight during the first half of the first round. I was taking a flight to visit my sister in Ohio. So I land and I saw that the Broncos.
Where in Ohio?
Cincinnati. So
okay.
What's funny is that my brother-in-law is a huge Bengals fan, and he was like, should they pick Chase or Sewell? And I'm like, dude, it's Sewell all day. If you want your franchise quarterback to be protected, you're going to pick Sewell. Like it's like a no-brainer. They picked Chase, of course. And I'm like, well, good luck to Joe's knee. So I saw that the Broncos picked Patrick Surtain, who is the best cornerback. I was like, okay, cool. But then I saw who fell after him, Justin Fields. And I am a bit of a Drew Lock apologist, like Kevin knows. Like, we love Drew Lock. We think that he just needs a full off season and maybe he can succeed. But it's like Justin Fields is very, very polished, reads through all of his progression. So I was hoping that the Broncos would just take him there. And to know that they let him slip was a bit disappointing, but I do love the fit of Patrick Surtain on the Broncos. I love it. But the Bears selecting Justin Fields was probably my favorite unbiased pick. I think he is ready right now. He fits that mold of what the Bears were trying to trade for, Deshaun Watson or Russell Wilson. Like that's exactly who they wanted, but now they get a younger, cheaper version of him. I don't know if Kevin agrees with me. He was shaking his head over there. I don't know. What do you think?
Here, we'll get to Kevin in a second. Somebody's TV is a little too loud. I have a feeling I know whose it is.
I might be guilty this time.
I know it's you. All right, Kev. Now, with no background noise, what surprised you? Or do you think the picks? What surprised you?
Well, I was shaking my head because I hate that you guys got Surtain and Horn.
Time out. Terrace Marshall, Panthers.
No, really?
Sweet. They have a real number one now. That's good.
That makes things interesting.
Wow.
That's
Robbie
one of those
Anderson.
situations. I think it's just best player available. That's
yeah. Robbie's a free agent, right? Robbie Anderson. So one and done. Terrace Marshall works his way to the number one or 1A.
All right. Well, Kev, unfortunately,
no, it's fine.
We'll get to that in a second. But we have some news here we want to talk about. We heard Jacob's thoughts on some of the surprises. But Terrace Marshall, what are your thoughts here with the Carolina landing spot? And then in your rookie rankings, where did you have him? Is that going to change at all?
No, I had him as one of my wide receiver 3, but that was before the injury and him dropping. So I think in super flex leagues, you're going to get him around 204, I think 203, somewhere in there. I think people reach on Elijah because of where he went. I don't know. I think this helps Darnold, my guy. I think that if you're looking here, I think that's value there. So I actually love it. I think he fits that role pretty well. He kind of get over the top of the defense. I don't hate it. He's a pretty good value, I think, in the second round now. I actually really like this pick.
I had Marshall at 201, and we talk about the landing spots. I don't know really if I'm going to come off of that as of now.
Yeah.
As of now. Jacob, what are your thoughts here?
So it's extremely interesting, especially if you're right in that Robbie Anderson only has one more year left. Then yes, they were drafting Marshall not only BPA but also for the future. So Moore and Terrace Marshall, that sounds scary. So if Darnold does pan out, then I think that he could be a steal in the second round of the Dynasty drafts. And I'm personally in a 14-team league. I have the 1.13. So I'm really considering that if I am playing for next year, if like a running back doesn't fall to me because I'm in need of a running back. But it's like, that's a really good spot if you're okay with waiting at least one more year for him to explode or to take off. So yeah, I love that. There are a few ifs with Darnold. There's a few ifs with if they re-sign Robbie Anderson, but it seems like they're not going to re-sign Robbie if they just drafted Marshall. So I think that would be a worthwhile investment in Dynasty for sure.
Dan, I need you to turn your TV down even more. Like
every pick,
it's driving me nuts.
Okay,
we have
but
analysis
I just
coming from Kev and Jacob, and I got to hear the crap from your background. Come on, Dan.
There's this hot blonde in this gold outfit that got the crowd riled up, so the volume went up. But
I was just going to say, and he reunites with Joe Brady. I mean, you have to think Joe Brady was like, look, we want this guy on our team.
That's a good
and
call.
If that happens, he's going to know how to use him. He's already going to know the playbook. And so I actually think he's a rookie wide receiver who could do well week one and not have to wait to get acclimated to the playbook and what he needs to be running.
No, that's a really good call right there with the Joe Brady connection. I'm sure he had some input there. Has this Saints pick come in yet?
Linebacker Pete Warner, Ohio State.
All right. So now we have Buffalo, we have Green Bay. Based on what we've seen so far, Jacob, would running back there at 61 in Buffalo surprise you?
You read my mind, JB. Yeah. No, because I figured that they would trade up to get Travis Etienne. I think that draft pick, I'm sure it surprised many that he went there. In hindsight, it makes sense because Trevor Lawrence went there. It's like, okay, I get my guy here, so I'm even more comfortable in my new landing spot. But the Bills need a running back. But, I mean, the top three are gone. Who do they go for? Because after those top three, at least to me, it's not like a crapshoot, but it's like, anything goes. Like,
I agree with that. Yep.
Who do the Bills want? Who fits their scheme? Is it Michael Carter? Is it Ramondre Stevens? But he can be had later. So yeah, I see them taking an RB here, or at least they should, because I feel like they are a running back away from being truly successful.
And I love that thought and that analysis. And this is something that came up in our Discord earlier today, talking about, because everybody's talking about running backs in Buffalo. And my concern is I don't want to see a running back that excels, or at least is extremely proficient in the passing game, go to Buffalo, because we know that Josh Allen, he's not one, and you hear this narrative with Russian quarterbacks a lot, to fully utilize the running back in the passing game. So like a Michael Carter, Kenneth Gainwell, not to say they are the guys that would go there, but I don't want to see that type of player go there. You said Ramondre Stevenson clearly wouldn't be in the second round, but I think that's a better fit for Buffalo personally.
I think so as well. Yeah. I mean, like, I think they need that bigger dude who can just get you chunk yardage, like 3-4 yards on a dime, and that's Stevenson, because they already have, they already have their Zach Moss. And then, oh my goodness, I don't know why I'm blanking on the starter's name. I guess that's
Singletary.
Singletary.
Right.
I mean, Jacob, it upsets me that you didn't remember the name.
Yeah, it's just
I was such a Singletary fan.
I'm sorry. I was just like, ever since that one game, I think his nickname was Devin Singletary. He had that one carry, I think, 2 years ago. And like, I just can't get over it. He's just not very effective. And I think the Bills need that. At least that guy who can get them an easy 4 or 5 yards every play. Not like an explosive guy, but Stevenson later would be the pick for me.
I'm down on Devin Singletary, and I think they were hoping
Everybody
third down, he dropped it. But no,
Right.
but my point is Zach Moss, though, when you watch Buffalo last year and they did need those tough yards, they gave it to Zach Moss when he was healthy to take them. So I think he still has a role with them. I think a Kenneth Gainwell would be an added weapon to that team, would be an interesting pick.
Jacob, people like that. I'm going to be honest. I have never heard that nickname.
Look it up on the stats. I think it was like 2 years ago. He had one carry and he played the whole game. Singletary.
awesome.
Devin Singletary.
All right. So there was a question about Green Bay in the chat. We'll get to that after this Buffalo pick. So the pick is in. I haven't seen it come across yet. Damn Hulu Live.
Commercial, man. It's a commercial.
All right.
Timeout.
So, Kev, do you think they look to add to that running back room, or do they go another direction here?
I don't know. These running backs are kind of dropping a little bit, right? So they really need a D end. I think that, and there's a few good D ends left on that board. I could see them maybe going Ronnie Perkins or even like Carlos Basham from Wake Forest. So they could realistically kind of go. I don't know. These tiers of running backs for me are pretty close. I love Gainwell. I think Mitch is a Gainwell guy too. So I think that he could fit that role, kind of like, hey, Moss, short yardage, kind of back going here, Gainwell fitting in. The problem is that, Josh Allen doesn't target his running backs. He's always looking downfield, and because Singletary's open. I actually like Singletary, but I mean, he's kind of fallen off. But he's open, he's on there, but he doesn't get targeted. So I don't think necessarily I would like Gainwell to go there. So I think they could, but these running backs, it's a weird clog of just kind of there.
I completely agree with you, Kev. I don't like any back in Buffalo, to be honest with you. Like, Josh Allen is going to get his 6 or 7 rushing touchdowns a game. He's one of the quarterbacks.
6 or 7 rushing touchdowns a game.
Exactly. With him, yeah, it's possible. I mean, I'm really not overshooting this, but I mean, and then he just doesn't target him. I mean, we always hear the running quarterbacks don't target the backs, but he's like the perfect example of how this happens. Like, if play breaks down, he just takes off. And so, like, I don't care who went there. I'd probably be, if it was Jamonte Williams in the first round, I probably would have been off of him.
Yeah.
And we see that in Baltimore with Lamar Jackson in terms of targeting the running backs. Throw the ball to J.K. Dobbins, please. So Buffalo, has anybody seen the pick yet?
Carlos Basham, Wake Forest. Yeah.
It was Basham?
Yeah.
What a last name. That's a great last name for a defensive end, Basham.
Yeah.
All
so
right.
how do the Packers screw over Rodgers this time?
Wait, so that leads into this. So there was a question at wide receiver, what is left for Green Bay? So I'm looking at the list. De'Ami Brown, Tylan Wallace. You have Nico Collins, Seth Williams. I saw Anthony Schwartz is actually really high on Mel Kiper's list. I like Anthony Schwartz, but from a fantasy perspective, I have him in the 3rd round. So third round of rookie drafts, obviously not the NFL, but and then Amon-Ra St. Brown. Does this get addressed here?
I think De'Ami Brown actually fits that what they need there more than most of these other ones do, because they need an X.
Sorry, Sam. Another Packers fan. I've not had a fun 24 hours.
I don't feel bad for him at all.
But that's what everyone's saying. With the success Green Bay has had, people's are like, we don't feel bad for you, especially a Lions fan.
That's right.
Well, the pick is in.
I think Amon-Ra fits a need.
If Amon-Ra goes to
Amon-Ra.
Green Bay.
Good call, JB. Dang.
Wait, who was it?
Oh, I thought you said that.
Congratulations, John.
No, I said it.
He's not in yet.
Jacob, you just
got too excited.
All excited.
Here comes a D end right now. Oh, sure, I'll linebacker.
Yeah, some safety.
Don't wish that evil.
Maybe a kicker.
We need some good news.
As soon as somebody sees the name, say it.
I will.
Because I'm behind.
Oh man,
always behind, John.
East Coast lag.
Tylan Wallace, though, he's solid, man. He's got some great. He has a 4.5 540. I mean, You know, he's almost. I mean, he's about 5'11".
It's a center, Josh Myers.
They actually needed a center after Lindsey went to the Chargers. So, I mean, that's a good pick.
No, it's a fine pick.
Sure.
It is.
But we can still make fun of the Packers for it, and it's all that matters.
So again, and Mitch, you brought this up last night, just how the Packers, they don't like to use first-round draft picks on receivers, and I get that. But now we're in the second. You have a disgruntled quarterback who is now threatening retirement, and you still don't get him a wide receiver.
I don't think that matters, to be honest. I think as far as Rodgers, they could pick whoever. He either wants to really get paid or he wants out. He wants one of the two. I'm not sure which it is. But I think if they actually count, like, look, we'll give you $45 million a year to be our quarterback for the next 3 years, I think his feelings would feel a little bit better after that.
After tax, that's chump change.
No, right?
All right. So what was that?
I was going to say there is a vicious rumor here in Denver that it's all but a done deal that Aaron Rodgers comes to the Broncos, which I always take with a huge grain of salt. For one, it's Mark Schlereth who said it. You know, he's sort of like an insider, but like it's like, all right, I think you're just speaking like just out of thin air. Really, he just wants to rile us all up. But he's still a Packer today. And we still didn't take Justin Fields. I know I'm going off on that rant again, but
no, go for it.
The Broncos want to trade all these assets. They want to trade Judy, Sutton, Fant, and our Patrick Surtain. They want to make this deal look so enticing for the Packers. Yet he's still a Packer today. So we still got to deal with Locke and Bridgewater as the Broncos quarterbacks. They're no Rodgers. That's all I'll say. I'll be extremely kind.
Jacob, I should have talked to you before I went on my Drew Lock buying spree before the first round yesterday.
Okay.
Really quick, who starts week 1 for the Broncos?
That is so tough, JB. But I'm going to
we need an answer. We're putting you on the hot seat.
I'm going with Drew Lock because of familiarity. I'm going with him 100%. I would put down decent money that he's going to be our day one starter. Now, Bridgewater's a game manager. He's solid, but I think that Drew Lock's, he offers a lot more of a ceiling than Bridgewater. It's his 3rd year in the system. It's Drew Lock. So I think if you can buy him super cheap, yeah, that's a good call, JB.
There were a few, Mitch will say I overpaid, but there were a few that I got at a reasonable price.
Let's hear it.
Kansas City with an offensive center there, Creed Humphrey. My boy McCole Hardman is safe.
Okay.
His 2 targets a game are still there.
He's doubling them, Mitch. 4 targets this year.
I will never forget last year I did a poll like 4 games in, and I said, who would you rather have, McCole Hardman or Justin Jefferson? And Hardman got 40% of the vote before Jefferson broke out. So if you want to know Dynasty, that's what you need to know about Dynasty.
Well, that's interesting. With Diggs was already out at that time, and it's like he was the 22nd or 24th pick in the first round. Like, what?
There's some bad fantasy players out there.
Yeah. Sure. Okay. Fair enough.
My favorite are the Twitter polls that involve Superflex, and it involves a quarterback on one side. You know those results are all kinds of jacked up.
Right. Quarterbacks always win. I have never seen a quarterback not win.
All right, so Tampa Bay, Mitch, do they take Davis Mills?
Wow. I think that ship has sailed there on Davis Mills. But
yeah, wow.
The cool thing with Tampa Bay is they're just building depth. Is all they're doing is like, we'll get depth here, we'll get depth there, and
totally
they're building a really, really good team. I think Brady's going to be there for 2 more years.
They did. I said in this day and age, with what they were able to do with trades, free agency, to bring back everybody that was relevant is absolutely incredible. Dan, how upset would you be? And I know I'd be upset too, because I have Lombardi Lenny on several rosters if Tampa Bay took a running back here.
I'd be crushed. Yesterday was hard enough with Cam Newton and Andy Dalton and
listen, I'm making a
James
roll.
Robinson.
Everybody has to take a drink if Dan says Cam or Andy the rest of the night.
Deal. I'll hold you to that.
Hey, I'm feeling better about Sam Darnold. All right, rolled the dice a little bit on him recently, so that was good. But Tampa Bay's got to be content with Lenny and Rojo and Keyshawn, your boy Keyshawn Vaughn. There's no need to take a running back.
I went to the grocery store earlier today, and Keyshawn Vaughn was working the checkout. At least he should have been.
Yeah, right where
he.
I'm sorry, JB.
I can't even get the words out right now.
It's tough.
It's tough.
I love how you take all the crap for that. It's
Wait,
awesome.
I was just going to say,
love it.
Mitch actually was in first. I was just louder about it.
Exactly. Yeah. Like John will take any take that I have, and if he really likes it, he'll just be extreme. It's how Twitter works, really.
Yes.
If anybody has a good take, the louder person just ends up getting the credit at some point. And in this case, it worked out for me.
Yeah. Yeah. I give you credit for most of the takes. That one, though, I kept in my own back pocket. It burned me.
Yeah. A little bit.
Yeah, there was no one else on fantasy Twitter tied to Keyshawn Vaughn more than you, JB. Like, you were the guy. You were the dude. Yeah. And but if that would have hit, you would have looked like a genius. That's how it works, right? People forget. It's fine. They'll forget.
They forgive, but they don't forget.
They'll forget. They'll be all right.
No, I'll have a tweet. It will be about like, oh yeah, like my son took his first steps today, and somebody will comment, "Who's Keyshawn Vaughn in 2021?" Like, no, but most of the time, it's in in jest. Somebody I know I'm familiar with, and I embrace it. I take it in stride. You have to.
You got to own it.
I'll give you a W, JB. You said you were on a DJ Moore rant, and you said I was offered a first-round pick, or like if someone offers a first-round pick for him, you take it. And I was kind of like, just because at that time, I think it was like week 8, he had like 10 catches total. Like he was having a down year. And you were like, if someone offered me a first-round pick for DJ Moore, I wouldn't take it. I am keeping DJ Moore. And I was like, wow, like that was a bold take to me, but I mean, it looks extremely smart now, my man. So I'll give you that win for sure. Just because we're ragging on you for Vaughn, I got to give you a W here.
Well, keep it coming, and I'll take credit, but I can tell you that wasn't my take.
Yeah, I don't think that was John's take either.
But no, keep it coming. Say more nice. No.
I totally thought it was you, man.
No. But I was going to let you keep going. I was like, come on.
Hey, man.
The best thing was John made like a slight comment about DJ Moore being target dependent on a podcast. And so I had a tweet about it a couple days later and said, John made a really good point about this. And oh my Lord, Dynasty Twitter blows up if you call anybody target dependent, because all wide receivers are target dependent. It was glorious. So I just sat back and I liked every single comment.
That was the last like Twitter interaction, because I try to be positive. I really do. That I got really pissy that day. I really did. And I was like, it's mentally draining. I can't do this.
I love when you get pissy though. That's my favorite. Right? Like when JB gets mad, I'm just like, I turn on my notifications. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna watch this, because this is like, all right, this is fun. Because I try to be like that too, but
it's tough sometimes. Kev, you and we talked about that.
Yeah.
Dealing with the Twitter trolls and all that stuff. And the thing that really gets me, it's not the trolls, because they're whatever. It's whenever it's a person that you're familiar with, and that's my issue. And I can certainly get pissy. And my excuse, I'm Italian. It's always my excuse. All right, so back to the Bucks. What are we doing here?
How about the Bucks? They show their like last 3 years, first and second round pick, and they hit on everyone. Like 3 years in a row, both sides of the ball.
Yeah, they got Tristan Wirfs last year in the first round.
Yeah,
such a good pick.
A brilliant pick for sure.
Yeah, Jason Lish, he deserves a better job. More of a credit for what he's done over there.
Absolutely. I'll give you W's for things that you didn't say, Jay.
That's right. I love it.
That's all you, dude.
I need to have you on the show more often.
I got
like, do you remember that one take? And I'll be like, yeah, that wasn't me either. But what else did I say?
It's adding up, Mitch. He's bringing on everyone who likes analytics.
It's a really all making sense, isn't it?
Gives him props when it wasn't even his. Yeah, all right. How much did he pay you guys? Come on, tell the truth now.
No, we don't talk about the numbers on the air. We don't talk about the we don't talk about the money.
Right? Smart, just I got you.
All
I
right.
Bucks
say
picks
they
getting
go
closer
offensive
here.
lineman. I think the Bucks go offensive lineman here, and just depth, like Mitch said. Like they're just going for depth now. Like they don't need anything. They have no holes. They're just going for depth. They might surprise us and take a Terrace Marshall since he's there and be like, the rich get richer. I don't know, but I don't know. I just see them going for depth and just being logical.
Best guy available.
Brevin Jordan, maybe.
Wait, no, Terrace
Outside
Marshall went to
linebacker.
Carolina.
My fault. Oof. Man, I don't know where my mind is right now.
We're just so used to saying he's still on the board.
No, I just
he's
wanted to-
forever on the board.
Yeah.
Let's see.
So yeah, they're just probably going to make the logical choice here.
They could go linebacker here.
Didn't they go linebacker in the first round?
Yeah.
Oh, they went Kyle Trask, boys.
Whoa!
So I was right
there we
there
go.
with the
Yeah.
quarterback.
There's
okay.
the quarterback. Woo.
Davis Mills. I mean, Kyle Trask.
Kyle
That's cool.
Trask.
Yeah.
Quarterback replacement, right?
Okay.
All right.
6'5".
Super
Well, what-
flex. Where's he going?
What better spot though for a quarterback to just no pressure?
Yeah.
You're gonna sit there. You're gonna learn behind the best. Worst case, one more year, probably two, like Mitch said. So your question, Mitch, was where does he go?
I don't know, but just to hit on your point real quick, I don't think Tom Brady is teaching any other quarterback how to play the game of football. Like that is not going to happen.
The Aaron Rodgers attitude.
Yeah.
No, Mitch,
my
I
job.
completely agree. But just being able to see what he's doing on a daily basis, being in that locker room, seeing how he handles himself, that's the learning experience. But yeah, he's not. Hey, Kyle, come here. Come take my job. He's not doing that.
Hey, this is Brady's last stop. I mean, you know,
Right.
he wants Tampa Bay a legacy to continue after him. He might be a little more gracious in that quarterback room than he was in years past.
All right. So, Mitch, your question was where does he go in super flex rookie drafts? Third round still. Kev, are you okay with that?
Yeah, I'm not drafting Trask. You guys can draft him. I don't really. I never
I
really
love
liked him
that.
coming out. I'm not drafting him. Like I'd rather take a shot on someone else in the third round, like a wide receiver.
But Kevin, when your roster has Cam Newton and Andy Dalton, you might take him.
That's fair. Yeah. It depends on where your roster's at. It just depends on where that roster's at.
I'll take
Yeah.
that. I'll take that.
My roster right now is struggling. I have Russell Wilson, and then I have Deshaun Watson. So I'm kind of like, what do I do at quarterback? I don't have a backup because Alex Smith retired. I don't know why he was my backup, but you know. But I mean, I can see drafting a Kyle Trask in the late third or fourth round just because he has the height of Tom Brady. He's a pocket passer like Tom Brady. That's probably why the Bucs took him, because he's most like Tom Brady. He's not as good as Tom Brady. We'll see, I guess. But, I think it's, like Tom, he's a little bit older. If he goes down with a hit, it's Trask's job. So it's like he could steer your team for a few weeks while Brady heals. So, I mean, in the third or fourth round, it's fine to take a stab on Trask.
I mean, hey, someone had to throw that ball to Kadarius Toney and Kyle Pitts, and there's something there. And Brady, again, he's the oldest quarterback starting quarterback in the NFL.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Kev, give us a prediction here for the Jaguars.
He's
I
already
want Brevin. Isn't it?
It was already
Is it
picked?
It's Andre Cisco. He's a safety out of Syracuse.
That's who I was gonna say. No, I actually was gonna. I was gonna say Tommy Tremble, the tight end.
Yeah.
I actually thought he would have been.
I'm getting
A
worried,
solid-
boys, about Brevin Jordan. Like, I really like Brevin Jordan, but if he's not going to get drafted today, that really worries me about his draft capital.
See, but we were talking about this with Dave earlier. Dave Wright, with the draft capital. Clearly, we want that first round capital for quarterbacks, running backs, wide receiver. We can live with any day 2 draft capital. Tight ends, you see these guys going every round, and like a George Kittle type. I'm not saying Brevin Jordan is George Kittle by any means, so let's not get that misconstrued. But I don't know that the day 2 draft capital is as critical for tight ends as it is across the board.
I argue with Dave about this. I think that like in the first few rounds, that's where you're going to see the best fit for these guys. Like Brevin would have went to Jacksonville. We know he's day 1 starter. And then look what happened to like Albert O last year. He went to Denver, and I loved Albert O. and then he's sitting behind Fant. So I think it matters for the perspective of like how will they fit and will they get early playing time. I agree that maybe it doesn't necessarily matter in terms of like, hey, draft capital is a big determining factor, but just the fit and the targets and everything there.
No, I can get behind that. That mock draft that me and Dave did, that was a lot of fun, man. And I felt so bad because I messaged you. I was like, hey, I got to get going. But I was the one holding everybody up. I was like, all right, I got to get going, but let me give a 30-minute monologue why I like this player.
I'll never forget your face looking down. I'm like, uh-oh, his wife's texting him. I'm like, I know we're going too long right now. Like, I knew it. I was like, this is good. But no, it turned out really well. No, but it was, and we had some of these draft spots. I remember like some of the simulated draft spots.
No, that was a lot of fun. That was a good time.
Could the Vikings take a wide receiver here? I mean, you got Justin Jefferson, Thielen, and then the bottom drops off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the Vikings take probably a defensive lineman, and I think Kevin, you said his name earlier, Ronnie Perkins. He's a beast. I'm surprised he's lasted this long.
What? What's going on in the background somewhere?
I apologize. It's my daughter who snuck down here.
All right, no, that's acceptable. If it was Dan, he was getting yelled at.
Yeah, kids are okay. Kids can do whatever they want.
She's training for that basketball hoop over there.
She really is.
Watch, we're going to see in the background like the Michael Jordan free throw line dunk.
Yeah.
Can we get that in NFT version? Can we get that on Top Shot?
Absolutely.
All right, so
Vikings need O-line help too.
I'm going to talk to Jacob, but he left me. Kev, what do you think we do here with the Vikings?
I would think they either go, like he said, defensive end, I think is big. And then I think offensive line, Quinn Manares is there from Wisconsin Whitewater. He's pretty good. I like him. I don't know if necessarily they go wide receiver yet. I think like Darden would be a good pick for them, maybe later, like in the 5th, 6th round, maybe something like that.
Love that, Kev.
Yeah, so I think I like Darden. I think he's going to fit somewhere. I kind of mocked with my Cowboys a lot, like in the 6th round for fun, but I think he'll go somewhere else.
Did you say would you say that again to your who?
I'm a Cowboys fan.
I don't know if you knew this,
my team.
but Dan is actually a Cowboys fan.
Yeah,
Dan
yeah.
hides it. Dan doesn't like to talk about it.
That's why I like Dan. Dan's one of my favorites, is because he's a Cowboy fan. We were living through yesterday. I was very sad about yesterday.
Yesterday went well. I wanted Surtain.
Yeah.
And then Jacob's boy to Jacob, you took our boy Surtain, but Parsons was definitely next on the list there.
Hey, I was saying I would gladly swap that pick because the Broncos haven't had a decent inside linebacker in forever. And I was a big Parsons fan. So I like that pick for you guys. You guys definitely needed either Surtain or Parsons, and you've got one of them. So I respect the pick for you guys.
Appreciate that. And Kev, I want to see how they use him.
Time. Vikings take Kellen Mond.
Kellen Mond.
Quarterback.
Oh.
How'd you get that so early?
Yeah,
John?
I
You're
thought
on
you
a
were late.
40-second delay.
What happened here?
Listen, I
You're
always
cheating now.
I have the alerts on from Tom Pelissero, Adam Schefter.
The one take Pelissero got right. You got it.
It might not even be right. Who knows?
Kellen Mond. All right. Wow.
No, Schefter just tweeted too.
I wonder if the NFL had a rule that you can't tip the first 2 rounds, but you're okay to tip the 3rd round. So I bet we see this a lot now.
So lame.
Yep.
Kellen Mond. That's an interesting pick.
It is interesting, yeah. Because
Some people say he's Dak, but I don't see it. I don't see it in Dak.
Really?
He's fine. I mean, for a backup, cool.
Yeah.
But like Trask, I don't want him really on my roster now. I mean, if Cousins goes down, I'll just trade for him if I have to.
So true.
You guys think Cousins has a couple more years? 3?
Yeah, at least. Yeah.
I think Cousins he's a good quarterback. I think that, but he's a pocket passer, and as fantasy managers, we hate that. But Kellen Mond, it's funny. Kev, you said people say he's Dak. And I'm gonna put my nerd hat on here.
Since 2003.
No, I'm not gonna do that. But Dave, if you're listening, you'll be proud that Russian college dominator. There's quite a difference there, and leaning in favor of Dak. So
there's only one Dak.
Yeah, Mond. His biggest problem with him is not really his intangibles or his like athletic ability. It's his awareness, and he just makes bad decisions. And I've watched that in college for 4 years with him. He just makes bad decisions, and that's not going to fly in the NFL.
Carolina moved up. They traded 73. This is still a few picks away. 73 and a 6th rounder for 70 with Philadelphia.
Move those Eagles back. I'm all right with that.
Is this the Texans' first pick tonight? Is that?
It is. Yep. I was actually looking. I was trying to think, who have they picked? I was like, oh yeah, they have.
They don't have anybody.
This pick is so important to the Houston Texans right now and their fan base.
Watch them pick Gainwell and just ruin my life.
Oh God.
That would be. That would be awful.
That would just be. I mean, you got David Johnson. You signed Mark Ingram. You signed Philip Lindsay. Now you have Kenneth Gainwell. What in the world?
Makes sense for the Texans.
Yeah,
it would be ugly this year, but it would be all right in 2022. Maybe.
I can't wait that long.
I know.
Yeah.
When David Johnson and Mark Ingram are gone, and then it's just Philip Lindsay and Kenneth Gainwell. That's fine.
Was Lindsay 2 years?
No, he was a 1 year.
1
year, $2 million.
Just one.
True. Yeah. He was 1 year. That's a good point.
I don't know. They need a lot of help. I don't know what they're.
This could be anything. Yeah. I don't even think it says the pick is in. I don't even think the Texans still know who they're picking.
I'm surprised they found a Texans fan. That's cute. I didn't think there was any out there.
It's a Texans fan?
You know they paid that guy. They're like, hey, put this jersey on real quick.
Please. He refused probably 5 times before he's like, all right, fine.
I'm sure you guys have talked about the chair. The chair is weird, right? Is it just
I said stop showing this dirty chair.
Yeah, the chair's weird. I don't know what they're doing.
Yes. Is that Roger Goodell's chair from the room? Okay.
Yeah.
That makes it weirder to me.
From his basement.
From his basement.
Like it's just probably sweaty and gross.
Yeah, like you're sure they're sanitizing him in between, and like it doesn't sound like fun at all.
Nah.
I wonder if he'll go back to his basement after the show, or if he's got a new chair now.
He's gonna get a new chair.
His money, I think he's all right. I think he's
he makes what? Is it $40 million a year?
Something like that.
Something absurd.
Wow.
They took Davis Mills.
No way.
Wow.
Yeah, they took Mills.
I actually.
Wow.
I don't hate. I mean, he might get thrown to the wolves this year.
Wow.
No. So Tyrod Taylor has this unique ability to start the first 4 games and then give to the rookie quarterback. So
I actually forgot Tyrod was there. Good call.
Right. So it's going to be Tyrod for 4 games. He's going to get hurt by either an injection to the heart, whatever happened to him last year when Herbert. And then it's going to be the Mills show. So yeah, he's going to be starting probably by week 4.
All right, so Mills, Trask, Kellen Mond, they're all gone here on day 2. Kev.
Wow.
And you can't say D, none of the above. If you had the choice, forget about price, who would you draft in a Superflex rookie draft?
I would go with Mills. I think to me, he's the most pro-ready, and he can fit in, and he can be like, I don't know, like a better version of Brandon Allen that kind of steps in a backup role, comes in, can make plays. And he has the most clear path to start. So I don't know what the hell's going on with Watson, but he has the most clear path to start. So if you're looking in and just filling in gaps, we always have those injuries and stuff. I would take a shot on him if I had to.
You would take that leap of faith in the Houston Texans?
I'm not really taking faith in Texans. I'm just taking faith in who can produce for my team next year faster. I think it could be Mills. Yeah.
I like Trask in that built lineup.
I mean, you're going to have to wait 2 or 3 years for that, though.
Right.
Assuming Brady's not going to play till 50.
Hey, you never know.
I know, you really don't know.
He looked pretty good last year after everybody said he was washed about 6 games in.
I legitimately almost broke my back changing a diaper 3 months ago. And I'm only 32. And when I see Brady out there, I'm just like, man, you are way better than I am in every aspect of life. Just good for you, man. I don't know how he does it.
He is winning. He made a deal with the devil. Oh my gosh. That dude is invincible.
Even on Twitter. Like, he's the best follow on Twitter right now. He's funny as hell.
What's his exact age? I got to look this up right now.
44.
He's think he's 44. I think
44.
44?
He'll be 44 in August.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll be 45 in July. And let me tell you, it doesn't get easier. It takes longer to warm up. It takes longer to recover.
Oh man, for sure.
Yeah, no, it's impressive.
Yeah, I agree with you, Kevin. I think I would go with Mills just because in my situation, I only have Wilson and Watson, and it's like, who knows if Watson's going to play this year, next year, or ever. It's like I need the guy who could possibly start this year, So it's like, yeah, he has the easiest path. Whereas, like you said about Trask, it's like, yeah, he has the much better lineup with the much better GM. Like it's a functional system. I need production now if I'm in a win now mode. So yeah, I would definitely go with Mills as well.
I just got an update on my email. It said Deshaun Watson exit is inevitable now for Davis Mills. I don't know if that's
I'm not sure about that. So how high would you take Mills in a rookie draft? Like if you in your situation, you have Watson, you kind of need him. How high are you willing to go?
This was a crazy thought, but for a second, I thought in my mind, should I pick him at the 1.13? I know it depends on who's there and stuff, but it's like, he probably has the clearest path to start out of any other quarterback that will be there at 1.13. But I don't think I could do it. I would probably hope that he goes in 2.13. I would take him there in the late second all day.
Yeah, I agree with that one.
Yeah. What do you think, Kevin?
No, I would agree. I would just play it by ear, see how the draft board's going. And if I had to move up, take a third in something and try to get up there if I had to.
Yeah, trade like a 22 third or something like that.
Yeah, just say I need this and throw it in there and try to increase the value. I wouldn't reach a 1/3. I'll start one quarterback before I reach there and just try to get my value.
Right.
I will say the Falcons are having a good draft. I actually like what they're doing. They took Mayfield right here, the tackle.
Okay.
It's pretty solid. What do you think they're going to do with their running back position? You think Davis is the guy?
It looks like it, doesn't it?
It's really looking like it. It really is. He's good. Like, we don't like him because he doesn't have the draft capital, right? But he's good at football.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I see the Falcons probably taking a shot on a running back later, probably. Like, I can see them drafting a Chuba Hubbard probably in the 4th round, maybe, if he's still there. Like a upside guy who had a down senior season, his draft capital fell. I can see the Falcons going for a guy like that later, hoping to challenge a Mike Davis. But Mike Davis is a fine option for at least the first part of the season.
Did I miss anything?
Just great analysis. You missed a great analysis here. I think the Panthers take a tight end here. Maybe I think they might take one.
Brevin Jordan.
I would love Brevin Jordan.
That'd be a great fit for Darnold. You would have
give him all the pass catchers. Just
load that team.
That's right. Give Darnold everything he needs.
He cannot fail. Do not let him fail.
That's right.
Especially because he's on like 8 of my Superflex teams.
I know, right?
I would appreciate you not to fail, Darnold.
I've traded for him a lot this offseason.
Smart.
Well, now it is. It wasn't looking so smart yesterday at about 7 o'clock my time.
Right. True. Yeah.
But I mean, he was valuable. I mean, I got him for the 204 in a league, I think, or 203 in a Superflex league. Like, I'll take it. I'll take the shot.
Yeah.
Especially the quarterback.
I would trade a 1.13 for him.
Oh, yeah.
If he's willing to do it, I would do it for sure.
I do the same now.
I got 109 for him in one league.
Okay.
Immediately after the trade to the Panthers. And I was very happy with it.
Yeah, that's probably the highest I've seen, to be honest. I don't think I've seen any higher than that.
Way high. That's nice.
I use a DLF's Trade Finder as like for my writing, my articles and stuff. I swear to God, John, you're in like 150 leagues because I'm in there and I'm like, oh, the Bauer Club made a trade. I know who that is. I just go through it and I just see it and it makes you laugh all the time. I'm just like, oh, there's John.
Holy, I can't believe they went with Brady Christensen. Brady Christensen is like 26 years old, and it's really hard to find BYU players their actual age because they go for a year to BYU, then they go on a mission, and they come back. They usually redshirt the first year, but he's like a redshirt senior. I think he's 25 or 26. Just
that reminds me of when the Broncos drafted Garrett Bowles. He was like 25.
Exactly. Yeah.
coming out of Utah. It's like, well, I guess he's ready. He's old and he's experienced, but it's like, we only get him for like 6 years, like at the most.
Yeah, everybody was killing Zach Wilson for not being a captain. But you look at the captains on that team, they're all 24-year-old return missionaries that have been married for 3 years and have 2 kids. I mean, that's just how it goes at BYU.
Those are actual men.
Exactly.
He turns 25 in September.
Yeah.
Oh, so they actually have his age now? That's good. Because I was looking forever to try to find it.
That's like when I played junior college football. We get like a 32-year-old transfer from Canada as a freshman, and we be like, and he's our fullback, and we're like, "Hey, what's up?" He's like, "Oh yeah, I have eligibility. They found him. They found him up in Canada."
That's
like,
awesome.
Hey.
Where'd you play JUCO ball at, Kev?
College of the Redwoods in Arcata, in Eureka, in California.
Okay, West Coast there.
Yeah.
Good football out there.
Yeah, it's a little different than what you see on Netflix on the series and all that. So it's a little different than that, but it was a lot of fun. I broke my ankle in 2 my freshman year, and that was it for me. I wasn't good enough to overcome that ankle injury.
Yuck.
So you saying healthier than we see on Netflix where you played, or not the craziness, or a little bit of the.
Well, you just don't get dorm rooms and stuff. We had 4 of us sleeping in a 1-bedroom apartment because they don't pay for you to go there. You have to pay yourself. So we're sleeping in our my friend's basically grandparents' room, like side room, 4 of us, and it's a different breed out here in California. It's a little different breed.
Love the game, man.
Mm-hmm.
I work at Lackawanna College, and we have probably one of the premier JUCO football programs on the East Coast, in the country. Really, we were in the national title game last year, and. Man, it's all about football, man. It's football first, academic set, for the kids,
I played with Jordan Rogers. He went to Butte College, but Aaron's brother, because I grew up in Chico. So Jordan was at my high school. So I know all those guys, and I had people go to Butte. And Butte's a pretty big program. It's gotten down a little bit.
So, have the Giants made a pick yet? Because I think I think that they should pick Jabril Cox. Because they need now he's not an outside linebacker, but I loved him at LSU. This guy is a beast, and the Giants need help on defense. So either him or Ronnie Perkins would be an excellent pick for them.
You've been throwing that Perkins name out a few times.
Yeah.
He's trying to will it into existence.
He's the Marshall. It's going to happen at some point.
I can't draft no Oklahoma defender anymore. Who was that guy we drafted, Dan, that I thought was going to be so good? He's a defensive lineman. Ever since then, I'm out on Oklahoma defensive lineman. I have to look it up.
Yeah, I'm forgetting right now.
We drafted a lot of those guys, so
yeah, we always get those no-name guys or those, free agent journeymen.
Yeah.
So we got about 35 picks left tonight, and on my board of players that I wanted to see taken tonight,
there's a lot left.
Yeah.
5.
Oh, the Giants take a cornerback, Aaron Robinson out of Central Florida.
I'm surprised Amon-Ra's still there, to be honest. I like
round
Amon-Ra.
5.
Are you just trying to make John happy? See,
Kev, I like Amon-Ra. I took him in our mock.
Yeah,
Kevin must have posted he liked him, and John said, "Could you come on the show, please?"
Come on, Amon-Ra is going to be a stud. I think he's getting overlooked. I love him as a slot receiver somewhere. I hope he finds a spot, though. I mean, the Lions got to take him. Do you think they take our wide receiver here? What do you think, Mitch?
They should, but I actually don't think they will. I think they're completely trying to tank this year, and they're okay going 0-16, and so they're just going to build through the trenches. So Perkins here, Cox here. I think that would actually be who they pick.
I'm actually surprised that the Lions didn't take Justin Fields. Do you really believe that Goff is your guy? I really saw them as a dark horse team to take a quarterback if one fell to them, and I was super surprised that they're just going to trust Goff. Maybe you're right, man. They just want to tank, and they're like, we don't care.
We trust in Goff to lose 16 games or 17 games next season.
Right. You're right. 17.
Swift's about to get 600 carries.
Mitch, you said ideally you wanted them to trade back.
Yeah,
I thought they were going to take a quarterback.
Yeah.
All right, gentlemen, we're here 9:59 Eastern Standard Time. Kevin, please let our listeners know where to find you, what you're working on, all that good stuff.
Yeah, you can find me at Fantasy Pros. I do a lot of Debbie writing for them, and I have a Debbie Royale podcast. It's every Tuesday night at 9:30. It's streaming. You can find me on Twitter at DuBois_22. And I have a couple of things in the works, so I'm excited for pretty soon, maybe another podcast coming out. So a little spoiler alert there.
Kev, an absolute blast. Thanks for coming on. One of the good guys in the fantasy football space. Love our interactions. It's always a pleasure.
Yep. Thanks, guys.
See you, Kev.
Appreciate you, Kev.
Jacob, same spiel. Let our listeners know where to find you, what you're working on, whatever you want to tell them.
Deal. Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at Ain't Done Yet, and done is spelled D-U-N-N-E. All of you who love puns should come on and follow me. JB does, so hey. But right now I'm working on fantasy basketball for RotoWire. But I am chomping at the bit for this draft to be over, because then I can do my post-draft rankings on New Life Fantasy, where I do through Fantasy Pros. So if you follow me on Twitter, I will definitely post that probably Wednesday of next week if you want to see my draft rankings for 2021 updated. So thanks for having me on, guys. I appreciate it. This was fun.
I could give the same sign off I just did for Kev. Jacob, our interactions, nothing but
Love
great. Hopefully the rest of the draft works out for you and you're happy with the way it plays out.
I appreciate it, brother. And you guys as well. And I hope to join your guys' show in the future, please.
Of course.
I have a feeling you will be. Thanks,
Have
Jacob.
a good night. We'll see you.
Appreciate it, man.
Absolutely. See you guys.
All right. We have one more guest tonight. One more. It is the Fantasy Football Confidential Dynasty Theory crossover. Dan meets Linda. Linda meets Dan.
This was real brave to put me on here, Dan. You kept saying you're going to be stuck with us for a couple hours. And I said, you're going to be stuck with me. Like, I'm not leaving. I am. I do the speech, but I don't think it's needed. But I'm not going anywhere.
It reminds me of Wolf of Wall Street. I'm not fucking leaving.
I'll do it.
Wolf of Wall Street. All right. Well, I think everybody knows who you are. But Linda,
Who are you?
please let our listeners know. We're going to do the spiel here at the beginning, because I'm sure this night's going to be a long night. So introduce yourself, Linda.
There's not a whole lot to say. You can find me on Twitter at Lindellians. I do the confidential podcast with Mitch and John and Troy. I'm glad to be here and finally get to do a little bit of a collaboration, even though we didn't get the full team assembled. But I can stand in for both of us. I got this. I'm ready. So I'm excited to be here.
Well, the best part of Fantasy Football Confidential is certainly able to join us tonight. Don't tell Troy that I said that.
I am absolutely cutting that piece out just for constant use.
Dan, you're excited though, right?
I have
Finally.
been waiting for this since John released the lineup, Linda. I can't tell you how stoked I am, because I love having guests. And I says, John, we got to mix the shows. And, Troy, he's in the doghouse for being a good guy. I mean, I know he's, the kids are away and he's being a great, husband. And so kudos to him. But Troy, I'm mad at you. So hopefully another time. But Linda, we're going to make up for it tonight. We're going to have a blast, and great to finally collaborate with you.
Really quick, did we miss a pick? Did we miss anything?
None that matter.
Eagles took a D tackle. Washington just took a corner.
Cornerback.
Lions took a tackle. Yeah.
All right, Linda, I got to ask, how do we feel about Drew Lock, Teddy Bridgewater, the Aaron Rodgers speculation? What's going on there in Denver?
Well, that 14 minutes yesterday when I was pretty sure we were getting Aaron Rodgers was fun. I was like, we're winning the Super Bowl. Like, I was all in. And then now today, I'm pretty sure he's going to be the next Jeopardy host. Like yesterday, it was a joke, but now I'm like pretty sure. I'm also pretty sure he's not coming to Denver. I think them passing on Justin Fields and making a pick there was pretty telling of not trading for Aaron Rodgers. So I drunk traded for Drew Lock just a couple nights ago. So for fantasy purposes, at least I think I'll have a starting quarterback in my super flex leagues, at least for most of 2021, unless he does really well, which I of course hope he does, in which case it'll be all of 2021 and we'll see what happens.
Well, at least you have the excuse that you drunk traded for him.
It's the only kind of trading I do.
I was completely sober and willingly traded for him in multiple leagues. So at least you have an excuse.
That's the whole purpose. So you can go like, well, whatever. I was
My
just
bad.
feeling it.
Did you work
Exactly.
today?
Yeah.
You did? I wasn't sure if you took the day off.
No, I left 15 minutes early, and that was like, whew, man, I'm catching a big old break. And that was just so I had time to go to the bank and to get alcohol so that I could be home and put my face on and get ready for shows. Because I've been going since 6 my time.
No, so many people we've talked to, they took today off. I mean, Mitch, you took today off.
I did. Yep. Yeah, I had to go to bed at 10 o'clock last night, well past my normal bedtime. So I got up at 6:30.
No, it was after 10 o'clock because we signed off.
It was like
around
10:30. Yeah.
It was like 10:15 your time. Give yourself a little more credit.
Sorry. My bad.
That's why you wanted to go real late last night.
That's why
10 o'clock.
I was
That's easy.
okay
That's
with
easy.
it.
Yeah, we have Jeff over there in Ireland, 3:05 a.m. right now.
Just the
No,
man. Just the man.
Jeff, Owen, Roy. We have these Europeans. They're crazy, man. They're crazy.
On Drinking and Talking Fantasy Football the other night, I was on with Sal, and we were talking about the Scott Fishball Podathon, and he was talking about, scheduling like the late night ones. And we were on Drinking and Talking Fantasy Football, so I've been drinking. And I was like, I am a peach at 3 a.m. So, and he was like, you're booked.
Oh, no.
Nice.
Yeah.
So,
2 years ago, Mitch and we signed up for that time slot. Well, it was one of the only ones left because we kind of got in there late. And I said to Mitch, are you okay with this? He said, get us any time slot we need. And we did 3 a.m. And Linda, I was on your level that night. I was nervous.
Whole bottle of wine.
I finished at least one full bottle, and I was out there, and I had to work the next morning.
You're dangerous when you
no.
have a whole bottle of wine.
Yeah, Wine Drunk John is my favorite.
Yeah.
We have Graham in the chat too. Sorry, Scotland. Scotland is still awake. Man,
I will say this, as far as like fantasy goes, I'm not feeling good about these other running backs. Like, I know we still have 30 more picks in this round. I'm feeling really bad about all of them. Like, hopefully we get one or two, but right now I think we get some wide receivers, but
I can't believe the Broncos traded up for a running back. I still haven't
oh yeah.
This whole draft has been very not what I expected, which is fine. Like, I'm not upset about either pick. I'm just perplexed about. They're going to take some time to process.
Linda, have you had any rookies? And typically it's like, okay, I already know the answers to this because we talk 24/7 in our Fantasy Football Confidential group chat.
I talk 24/7.
It was quiet today, though. Did Troy text at all in there today?
Troy's busy right now, man.
He took 2 days off for, yeah.
He is phone away. He's completely off the grid. But what I was going to say, typically I know the answers to all these questions that I ask you. But since we haven't really talked, did anybody rise up your draft board or dropped on your draft board looking strictly at the rookies?
Does that count if like an offensive lineman got taken? And so I'm happy for a running back that's not a rookie.
No, it's got to be a rookie for this one.
Damn it. Okay, for rookies like that have rose or fallen, I don't know if rose is the right word, but I'm going to run with it. It's just been strange. Like Eskridge, I wasn't high on, and he went to an offense that I don't want any part of. Tutu Atwell, wasn't high on him, but he also went to an offense that I don't want any part of. So none of them have landed somewhere where I'm like, oh, that makes me a little bit more interested. In fact, I was pretty interested in Kadarius Toney, and then he went to the Giants, and I don't know how I feel about that. Like, his value was so great because everybody was fading him, while draft analysts were saying he was a first-round talent, so I figured I'd have a lot of him. But I don't know that I love him there. So it's just been very ugh.
But I think the only kind of redeeming factor here, it's been across the board. So it really shouldn't impact things one way or the other. The only thing I'm looking at, and I had a tweet about this, and I think it got one like, so it really took off. but I'm not on Linda's level where Linda will tweet a picture of a water bottle and it gets like 1,000 likes. But she's rolling her eyes over this. She's rolling her eyes. We still have like 2 hours left tonight, man. It's starting early.
Yeah, I actually have to go. So no.
But the early first round draft picks for rookie drafts, I think they went up in value. And then as you go through, I think the back end of the first, I don't know, they might have decreased a little bit in comparison to those early firsts, if that makes sense.
They're certainly less exciting. Yeah. It's not as like, oh, what could it be? It's like, oh, it's going to be this. It's like when you get like when my kid's like, Mom, I got this for you. And it's like a dandelion. And you're like, oh, dang it.
No more dandelions for Mom.
We're 12 picks into the third round, and we've had 2 backup quarterbacks taken. Like, this is some fantasy greatness that's going to be happening right now.
Yeah, day 2, I thought it was really going to spark.
It's worse than day 1. It really is. Like, the first round was awesome. We're like, all right, these quarterbacks are going. We got Harris going in the first round. ETN went the first round, even though, it killed Robinson. But now it's like no one is being drafted.
We're on a big defensive run right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in a row.
And that's why we're kind of talking
John's
about
favorite.
I mean, listen.
John has no time for defense or offensive line.
We're here. No, offensive line, because
you got to make some time for offensive line.
No, I'm okay with offensive line because there are certainly repercussions and effects there with the fantasy production. Defense, I don't want defense because I want as many points as possible. I don't even think there should be a defense on the field, quite frankly. Just 11 on none. Linda, Aaron says, I'm excited that I might get to see Linda's live reaction to Tylan Wallace getting drafted. If Tylan Wallace doesn't get drafted tonight, along with 10 other players, there's 11 guys on my board here that I'm looking at, and I'm very intrigued. He will drop down my draft board, unfortunately, if he doesn't go tonight.
I'll cry, one. If he goes to the Chargers, I'll happy cry, though. So it's really like there's 2 roads that lead to me in tears.
Well, the Chargers are up now. This could be it.
And Kansas City does not have a pick in this round. So you could be completely safe.
Nicole Hardman is the man. Remember that.
All right. Jeff says a quick discussion topic. What veteran quarterback, and Linda, I want to throw this to you to start. What veteran quarterback would you take if you were trading away Trey Lance?
Timeout. We have a skill position here. Wide receiver Josh Palmer of Tennessee went to the Chargers. Is that a leapfrog there? Wow.
John, Linda, who's Josh Palmer?
He is way down in my rankings, like the bottom of my wide receiver rankings.
He's not on my board.
Tennessee
I think I went to like 20 wide receivers and I didn't get to Josh Palmer ever.
He's not on my board.
Career 99 catches, 1,500 plus yards, 7 touchdowns.
Well, when the second sentence in his profile says he's a tough competitor, that's when I know I'm probably out.
Which coach was it that was doing rock, paper, scissors with his prospects?
Yeah, right.
I'm
plays on the outside.
What?
Career 99 receptions. He's young. He's 21 years old.
Well, that's fantastic. The Dynasty community love him.
Exactly right.
He went before De'Ami Brown, Nico Collins, Tylan Wallace,
Amon-Ra St. Brown.
No, that's not surprising. Seth Williams.
Wow.
I'm even busting you on Brown there, JB. I'm even busting you there.
No, I don't.
I am surprised by that.
No, I hate you. Shut up.
Wow. All right, back to someone that matters.
So back to the question. My apologies. That was shocking.
That's intriguing, though.
It's not intriguing.
Well,
Herbert, man, like that's Mike Williams doesn't stay healthy.
We thought they were going to go wide receiver at some point. I thought it was going to happen in the second. But all right, so Jeff says, and Linda, I want to throw this to you to start. What veteran quarterback would you take if you were trading away Trey Lance. You have Trey Lance on your roster. What veteran quarterback in a 1-for-1 swap would you take?
Oh man, I don't know. Probably like Russell Wilson area for me. I think there's a pretty solid group of quarterbacks that I'm going to definitely take before. I mean, Mahomes, Allen, Herbert, Dak, Lamar. I'm not trading any of those straight up. Joe Burrow, Trevor Lawrence. Off the top of my head,
I think that Russ range is fair. I think that's fair. Like anywhere from Russ, maybe like quarterback 9 to 12-ish area.
Nope.
Mm-hmm.
Completely disagree. Nope. We're trading away Lance here, so we want a better quarterback. So I want the ones that Linda just listed. I want Lamar, I want Dak, I want Justin, I want Kyler, I want Josh, I want Patrick. Besides
Can I say
that,
something really quick?
He ain't moving. What?
I read the question out loud.
I know.
And then I went the other way with it.
Yeah.
I would take Trey Lance over Russ Wilson. I apologize. I'm so thrown off by this Palmer pick.
I would take him over Tua. I take him over Burrow. Mayfield. Rodgers isn't in the league anymore. So yeah.
No,
Jeopardy host.
Yeah, that's right.
I would say surefire 6 or 7 quarterbacks. Maybe it's just rookie fever. We're in the middle of the NFL draft, but those top 3 quarterbacks this year, whoo, and that is not including Zach Wilson, Dan. He's not even listening.
Including
why you gotta be like that?
So including Lawrence, Lance, Fields, and Wilson, those are my top 10 quarterbacks. Those 4 rookies are in my top 10. And I'm not like, I know I get crap for the rookie fever thing, but I'm not taking Wilson before any of them, or Tua or Burrow.
No, I agree, and Jeff has a valid point here. The injury concern, and not just that, but Mitch, you have talked about this so many times, and I don't know that a lot of people are. So we're going to drive it home here that he's going to miss the off season. Mm-hmm. He missed last off season because of the COVID stuff. There's a very good chance Zach Taylor is replaced, possibly heading into 2022. Brand new system. That's not the way to start an NFL career. But let me ask you. So you said the 4 quarterbacks. It's like the 4 horsemen. WCW. Mm-hmm. Dan, I know you know what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah. I don't remember who was on it, but yeah.
They were like.
Dan. All right, Dan, let's see it. Throw that flag.
I got to defend Joe Burrow there, though. You're kind of just tossing him to the side there, man. Like,
wait, I'm shocked Dan was listening.
He just got that offense. And what Scott Connor said last night resonated. There was a lot of similarities to that Dallas offense. And they started to prove their offensive line here, after they took Chase, second line around, they went offensive line. But T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, Tyler Boyd, Joe Mixon. That could be very explosive. A weak defense, they have to throw the ball. They got to keep up and score a lot of points.
He's still not getting any reps. I'm not worried about he's a good quarterback.
He can't be like Herbert and put 300 yards, 3 touchdowns up every game, every week.
Is Burrow? No.
I'm saying he could.
He could, but he plays for the Bengals, so it's probably not going to happen.
But offense.
Value-wise. But I'm just talking value-wise, right? I don't know how many people, if they have Joe Burrow on their team, aren't going to take a trade for Fields or Lance. I understand if they don't for Wilson. I'm probably a little bit higher than most on Wilson. But
I love
that. I know. It's changing. My bad.
Here, Mitch, let me ask you really quick. Was Stafford or Wilson?
Stafford now, I think.
So he's also in your top 10?
He's in a tier. I actually have Wilson right above him, but I could honestly just mesh that tier all together and have it be the exact same.
Okay. Did we miss a pick?
Probably another lineman.
You sounded so bitter there.
Oh, I am never, ever talking shit about the Raiders again on Twitter.
Wait, Linda.
Backfired.
Linda, you have so much more self-control than I do. And I'm not even kidding. There are so many times that you share a tweet with us in the group and you're like, oh, like, look at this response I got. I want to jump in every single time, but I'm like, you know what, John? It's not your fight. Just let it go. Because you have much more self-control than I do. I can tell you that.
Only when it comes to not replying to people, mostly because I don't have the time. Like if you insult me once, I'm like, fuck you. But if you do it twice, I'm like,
Dan,
No,
this
Dan.
is it. Dan,
Sorry,
this
I
Dan.
was waiting.
It's late.
tried.
It's all right. The kids aren't watching now, you know.
Made it a solid 15 minutes. I mean, it was solid. That's good.
I think one time I went like 45 minutes, which was pretty impressive.
was that with the Matthew Berry episode?
I think it was the week before when I was practicing.
No.
It's fine. I'm back on. I'm ready.
How many Truly Lemonades have you had tonight? Over, under 7.5?
Over.
Okay.
I bought 2 12 packs because I knew I was going to be here for a while. Just in
Dan's
case.
like, I gotta go.
I'm loving it.
Hey,
I've
Dan,
been
weren't you
waiting.
supposed to leave to go on a show?
Wait,
They had like internet issues or something,
Okay.
and then I didn't
Yeah,
see I didn't see a message back. I was a few minutes behind, but then I saw something with internet issues.
I completely forgot about that.
So the Raiders have 2 picks coming up. How are they going to mess this up this time?
I don't think it's anything on the offensive side, so I don't care.
Maybe a lineman.
Wait, correction. It might
Kenneth
be
Gainwell.
That
Oh
wouldn't
my
shock
God.
me. It wouldn't shock me.
It really would.
There was a comment in the chat. I think it was from Jeff talking about Javonte Williams to Denver with Melvin Gordon, obviously, and then Travis Etienne. There it is. Travis Etienne with James Robinson. How much of that can we attribute to the 17-game schedule? And I think we're seeing it, Jeff. A lot of people there, a lot of teams, they're looking to acquire that depth. And we talked about it with Jacob earlier, and Mitch, you talked about it. But kind of that Tampa Bay model and mindset, get depth. I do think that plays a role a little bit.
How many running backs are true bell cow guys now? We have McCaffrey, Saquon,
Dalvin.
Not really.
Derrick
Does Dalvin
Henry.
get 80%? Derrick Henry, without a doubt. But I was thinking maybe it was Dalvin's injuries that knocked his snap percentage down. So maybe he is. So we'll put Dalvin in
He
there.
had 312 carries last year.
Yeah, so there's 4 guys. Does Zeke count still? So
Yeah,
we'll say
Miles
5 guys.
Gaskin. Owen says Miles
Right?
Gaskin.
Exactly. Yeah. But there's like, 5 guys in the league. So what's that? 15% of teams actually use a bell cow back. And so I just think this is what we should just expect. We're going to have a lot of these running backs we like, and they're going to get someone in there to help them. Like the Swift and Jamal Williams is like the perfect, what we'll see with 25 teams in the league.
I think Najee Harris is going to be in that category after his rookie season.
I could see it.
Oh,
Miami.
is the bell cow. I agree. Yeah, I could see
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Miami's
not
up
in
after the Raiders 2 picks, so we got to survive one more Miami pick at that running back position.
I'm torn because it is a good landing spot, but again, then you have the competition with Miles Gaskin. But I have so much Miles Gaskin on rosters. Linda, do you have a lot of Mr. Gaskin? We just got the nod.
Yeah, hold on, I got to push the button.
No, my sound came back on the stream of the draft that I'm watching, and so it was very jarring to it. Just all of a sudden it was like Raider, and I'm sorry. What was the question? That was scary.
Do you have a lot of Miles Gaskin?
Oh yeah, I do have a lot of Miles Gaskin, and I love Miles Gaskin. I picked him up. I know this is Dynasty, but I picked him up off the waiver wire in one of my redraft leagues last year, and he took me to the promised land. So I think because of that, I went in where I could on my Dynasty rosters where it was worth it. So I hope he survives. And he's dodged a lot of bullets to get to like this point and still be dodging bullets is pretty insane.
Remember, that was the John Bauer guarantee that I lost. Remember, I said Myles Gaskin was going to score 22 PPR points, and then I had to have my wife actually drew that on with some type of like makeup.
She's a trooper.
She is. Yeah, she's a trooper. I don't know how she deals with me, honestly.
Raiders all defense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Defensive end, safety.
Oh, they got a safety with the second pick.
Mm-hmm.
Who was it?
Divine
Diablo.
Yeah,
we'll go with that. Cool.
Wait, is his name Divine?
from Virginia Tech.
That's a good last name.
Decent
too.
pick.
It's a cool name. Yeah.
Spelled differently, but that's okay.
All right. Miami's next.
This is it.
If it's not a running back, I quit.
Linda, what would you think about Tylan Wallace to Washington?
I just want him to go at this point and not because like if he doesn't go today, then I'm gonna start getting concerned. I'm some of the wide receivers that have gone have like I knew that NFL was higher on Tony than we were, but beyond that, like Tutu going blew my mind. Nightmares are bound to happen this evening.
Tutu, Eskridge a little bit, but that was one that I think there were rumblings from the NFL side. They liked him more than fantasy folks. And then Palmer, I still don't freaking know. Like
Palmer's a big surprise. The one receiver that's really intriguing me the more I think about it is Elijah Moore. And we all liked him before, but that landing spot, if Crowder's gone, not to rub salt in the wounds, Mitch, but if he is, if Mims really isn't a true one, like he could really be the guy. Corey Davis is Corey Davis. Elijah Moore is really intriguing.
I really like Elijah Moore too, but Jameson Crowder can't be on that team if we want Moore to do something. So, but actually, the whole cap situation, it just makes sense for Jameson Crowder to be on another team. And I would think he might get traded tomorrow. There's someone who's could fit him in underneath the cap and will trade for him because there's enough teams who would want a veteran slot wide receiver like that. Maybe the Lions.
It's true.
That'd be
or the Packers. It's going to be the year 2047, and we're going to be sitting here on Dynasty Theory, all old and haggard looking, and we'll be saying, "Well, Packers are taking a wide receiver this year," and they're still not going to take a wide receiver.
Who is it, Dan?
Almost.
No.
Hunter Long. Woohoo! No, that's bad. Like Gesicki? Like why?
So they're more concerned with replacing Gesicki than they are Gaskin is what that tells me.
I completely agree.
To play devil's advocate,
12 personnel.
Well, and also we've seen Gesicki. They've been able to use him in the slot. That's exactly it.
All right, but that was before. They have Will Fuller now. They have Waddle. They have Parker. They have Hunter Long. Like, there is no way that Gesicki is going to be getting slot. I mean, he might get some because everybody gets some, right? But he's not going to get the majority of it.
Is Hunter Long like an exceptionally good blocking tight end, or is it his catching chops that people like?
He's more balanced than.
I think he's balanced, yeah. But he looks like he's 12.
In that case, I would bet he does a lot of blocking, at least for the first year or two, because that's usually how you come into that tight end tree. Unless that's, unless you're Kyle Pitts, then you just do whatever the hell you want.
Or Gesicki and you can't block, one of the two.
Yeah, right.
When we did our tight end show, I actually remember that I thought Hunter Long was much closer to Pat Freiermuth than Freiermuth was to Kyle Pitts. And whether or not that you want to say that's correct, I think it's interesting that Hunter Long was then the third tight end taken here. But again, what are these landing spots?
Like they had no depth at tight end, Miami. Like, I mean, it's a good football pick. They're getting some depth on that offense now, but for our fantasy world, Hunter Long is the guy that we were hoping would go to somewhere like a Jacksonville or doesn't help us. Man. Hunter Long goes down my rankings.
Mitch, the kiddo in the chat.
Hey, there he is. They just went out to eat.
Oh, anything good?
It was called The Habit. I don't know if you guys have The Habit out there. It's a little hamburger joint out here.
No.
Yeah.
There's all kind of funky stuff out there in Utah that I've never heard of.
Tillamook cheese. Have you heard of Tillamook cheese, Linda? See,
No.
you guys are missing out. It's so good.
Linda, where are you from? Where are you residing over there?
Oklahoma.
Tennessee.
Yeah, a little closer to us PA boys here, John. That's why she doesn't know of this cheese that you speak.
Wait,
John, how'd you know about that cheese, John? You said you knew of that before?
No, have you paid attention at all tonight?
I forget who knew about the cheese. I don't know. I think
Someone
Dallas
knew
was
about
picking
the
when you guys
cheese.
were having the conversation about cheese. I don't know.
Understandable.
We've had some weird conversations tonight, Linda.
No,
Yeah,
I was
can
not.
tell.
What's it called again? What kind of cheese?
Tillamook. Tillamook.
No, I can safely say I've never heard of it until tonight.
Do they sell that
Can
in
you
Utah?
like briefly describe it for me?
It's the best cheese. Think of like good cheese and then just make it better.
I'm talking about like consistency and color.
Orange.
Descriptive words.
Orange and good. Chewy.
I bet I know what it is, but I think it's not called that here. I think here we call it
it's a brand.
It's a brand. It's a
Yeah.
brand.
You know how everyone likes like the Laughing Cow cheese? You guys probably
Laughing Cow fucking slaps. Oh,
see,
slaps.
yeah,
It
that
slaps.
Tillamook's better.
John, what do we have in PA? Like craft cheese? Like I don't even know what. There's sliced cheese in the fridge. I couldn't even tell you what brand it is. And
You guys have the kind that comes like in the bottle. You hit the easy cheese. That's like what you guys have.
That's Philly. They do that junk out there.
That's called Whiz. That's Whiz. That goes on
No,
to Philly
that's-
cheesesteaks.
All right.
I'm not
Don't
calling
get
it
it
that.
twisted with Pittsburgh and Philadelphia.
See, Packy knows. He's in Utah.
Wait, I just got a message from Isaac. You should try Tillamook ice cream.
Even better.
It has ice cream too.
OMG. So good.
See?
Have you had the ice cream,
Very
Mitch?
thing.
Yeah, it's good.
All right. Well, next time I go to the store out here, I got to see if I can find that brand.
Tillamook.
Wow,
Anyways,
we've talked
Washington.
about this cheese a lot.
there's been a lot of defensive players. No one can hold this against us.
I think we're about to have something to talk about.
Oh, Linda got a text.
Out.
She's not jumping yet. Uh-oh. It's Wallace, huh?
I'm not going to be jumping. No.
Oh.
What is it? Tell us.
I hope it's Gainwell.
No, it's not.
Oh.
Well, tell us what you
You
know.
can- No. I like the surprise. I just accidentally seen it.
From who? Who is your source?
The stars.
You and your
I checked the
horoscope.
horoscope.
Here it
Wait,
comes.
Dan, this is no joke. Linda has done like in-depth research on kicker horoscopes and stuff like that.
Linda was right. De'Ami Brown.
Oh, was it Brown? Okay. I can cross one name off my list.
Oh, cross my name off my list.
Man.
Wow, what was that? No. Like one name, like I wanted him to go to.
I know. I know you did. I know that's what you mean. It just wasn't Tyler Wallace. Now I'm pouting. I'm like, I'm getting.
Take that out on me.
Yeah.
Gosh.
I'm sorry.
I like that for Washington. I really like it.
I do
Me
too.
I don't
Me
think
too.
it affects McLaurin at all. I think he's going to get the same amount of targets, but it's just someone else to take a little bit of the defense away from him.
Him and McLaurin on the outside with Samuel in the slot. That's a nice trio. As long
I
as this
just
kid could
sneezed.
develop.
I think I pulled something in my back. Oh my god.
What?
It was a big sneeze.
Gotta stretch before those sneezes.
I know. All right, so I can tell you. All right. So I have 3 receivers ahead of De'Ami Brown in my top 24 that have not been selected yet. I can tell you they will all drop if they're not taken tonight.
Amon Ra. Wallace, and
Nico.
Seth Williams. Oh, Nico. Yeah.
Oh, Nico is on my list as well. I want to see him get taken tonight. Well, I feel like I'm at the draft with how loud Dan's TV is.
I was waiting.
It's been a while since you picked on me.
I have to.
It's been at least 5 minutes.
No, the only time I was a little aggravated was whenever I could hear it over the guest speaking. That's the only time. But it's just the crew here. That's fine. That's fine.
I will say in my top 24, the only guys I have left are Gainwell, Wallace, Carter, St. Brown, and Hubbard. That's it.
So
maybe they all get picked.
Ooh, there's a tight end surprise. Tommy Tremble, my boy.
I'm not surprised by that. Wait a minute. Wait.
Uh-oh. John said something.
The last Panthers pick, I said, remember it was a defensive player, and then I was like, oh, I was going to say him. No, I'm kidding. I was going to say Tremble, and here we are. Man, wow. Where's my crystal ball? Holy cow.
This guy is just nasty. I'm excited to watch his highlight film here. I mean, only 19 catches for 218 yards. He's a guy that's you're going to have to be patient for in fantasy football. But, I mean, they have Dan Arnold and now Tommy.
He's going to Carolina.
That's a hilarious joke about fantasy football players. Patient.
There's ability here, though, Linda. Like, he could ball.
I know.
He is a football player.
That's fantastic, but we're the most fickle group of humans on the entire planet. Like one game, and we're like, no, I won't give him another chance.
I hope he enjoys his 5 targets a season in that offense.
Exactly. Carolina doesn't throw to him anyways.
I had him late 4th. And he's definitely solidified that for me. I like how early he went.
Dallas quarterback here.
I think they have to. They don't even have a starting quarterback.
I know. At least a wide receiver.
Oh, sorry, Dak. I didn't see you back there behind
They got to get an O-lineman. They need I want a little more competition there. They went all defense so far, which they needed to.
All right, I'm going to say it again. I'm going to will it into existence. I want one of these wide receivers to go to Tennessee.
Oh, I was going to say to Dallas. Why do you want to go to Dallas?
Dallas is running a 30 wide receiver set.
It's going to really screw up my Blake Jarwin shares.
Linda, good restraint there.
Thank you. I almost said it.
I heard the F come out. There you go.
I can't promise that's going to keep happening. We still got a while to go.
That's all right. I said worse on last year's draft episode.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Mitch's mom
was the table thing, right?
Yes, Mitch's mom was watching. I'm so sorry.
I don't know if you guys are watching the draft, but there are some interesting people on here. These are the times when the volume gets loud. There's like this Cowboys fan with camouflage pants. He's got to go a good 350. And he's like dancing on stage. All right,
it's the silver boots for me.
It was the silver boots that did it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
they are all defense tonight. Wow.
I see him now. I see the guy with
Who
the
they get?
boots.
Chauncey Golston, Iowa defensive end.
All right, cool.
Let's see where we got.
So 20 more picks. We need some offensive players. John, this on-air trade, what are we hearing? Oh, he's muted.
No, I was 22 more picks.
Sorry.
Listen, as I say, why ballpark it when we can be precise?
Oh, exactly. It really matters.
We gotta wait.
It will if Tyler Walls goes, just so we're clear.
All right, so we got 22.
If at the end of this, we need the 22nd pick. I'm gonna be like, John was right. I'll let you know at the end whose side I'm on.
And the Broncos have the last pick in the round. Oh, that would be beautiful.
Wait, here's a trade that popped up for Jeremy in the chat. He got an offer for CEH. He would be receiving the 104 in a non-PPR one quarterback league. He
CEH.
also has the 101, 102, 103. Give me CEH.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take CEH. Jeff, will it into existence? Packy, are you still out there? Oh,
I'm
wait,
hearing wide receiver.
Jeremy says he would receive CEH. Yeah, take CEH.
Wait, what happened?
Who they take?
Amari Rogers.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wide receiver. Packy. Where is he? Is he in the chat?
Well, I hope people let him get overdrafted. He's off my board.
Why is he like 21 in 2 months?
Yeah, he's a little too. Actually, no, there was.
Yeah.
No, it's not the age, but where is my?
Didn't he come back injured this year? Wasn't he injured last year? He played through like a ton of injuries this year, so his stats weren't that good.
He looked good with Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, he put some nice film out there, John.
We don't use the F word on this podcast.
Listen, they got.
Go ahead.
I'm just saying. The one A Rogers out, one A Rogers in.
Oh, well
Good.
done. I like it. I was just going to say, we've had to sit through like 11 hours of John cherry picking guests who like analytics on this. And now we finally bring up film and he's like, nope, we're not talking about it. I see how it is.
It's all making sense now. It's all making sense.
Now, hold on. Let me pull up. Because Amari Rogers was off my board, and I got to see why.
Gotta see why.
I'm
There's
sure
Packy.
it's what happened this year.
Packy, what's your thoughts on Amari Rogers, our biggest Green Bay fan here?
I don't know. I think we've had a few Green Bay fans.
Yeah,
in
see,
chat.
TJ knows. He tore his ACL and came right back. That's right. Does that go into your spreadsheet at all if a player comes back after 5 months on a torn ACL? Or
Yeah, it goes under the stupidity column.
Jesus.
Where is this? Sorry, that was. I'm sorry, Amari, if you're listening.
He will go higher, Amari Rogers.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely. He's going to. Absolutely.
If Aaron Rodgers is in town.
I'll
Maybe that makes
draft-
Aaron Rodgers happy now. He got a receiver.
I'll draft him over Kadarius Toney.
Oh, why you gotta be like that?
I
Didn't we
don't
talk about
know.
landing spots with AJ Brown? Didn't you learn? He's no Kadarius Toney.
Well, that's the whole point. I agree.
Tony's gonna be all right, even in New York.
Get like 3 targets a game. Outstanding.
You can tell it's been a long 2 days. A little aggression's coming out.
When Dan starts sniping, that's when you know it's on.
Familiarity breeds contempt, right?
Minnesota Vikings. Yeah.
I hope they take a kicker.
Linda would go nuts.
I really would.
No kickers.
It'll be fun. Come on, Dan. Be a
You're in my
party
head.
keeper.
You're in my head now for the Scott Fishbowl here with this kicker thing. You know.
If they
Honestly-
have any kind of bonus, I'm gonna be all fucking over it. Sorry, that one I didn't. I knew it was coming, and I didn't stop it from happening.
We said kickers. Worked you up.
They're
Yeah.
going to be such good flex plays, though. When injuries start happening later in the year, you're going to see teams with 3 kickers in their lineup.
I already know I'm gonna have to play a kicker in the flex every week, or I'll catch shit from people for not
Mhm.
doing it. So I'm prepared for that. It's fine. I don't care. I feel like I had enough influence to make it happen. That was enough for me.
I just know at some point as we get closer to that Scott Fishbowl draft, I really got to look at kickers. Like
I got a
really,
whole database.
really ranked them.
How far
Yeah.
back does that go, Linda?
My
2003.
obnoxious database. Yeah, I don't too far. But I love it. I look at it all the time. Sometimes just to make an argument and piss people off on Twitter.
John, what are you doing? Are you trying to figure out the Amari Rogers thing?
No. I'm looking at. I just need Amon-Ra to go tonight. I need it. I need it.
All right. So you have a few teams to choose from. Where do you want them to go? I know you're going to say you don't care. You have to choose an actual team.
No, I care.
Who are we talking about, Mitch?
Amon-Ra. He's not going, but I want to, throw John a bone here.
I'll take him at.
There's no really good landing spots left. Detroit.
I'll take him Detroit 101, 101st. Remember I mentioned that early because I said 101 and you were like, wait, what?
So you take Detroit off. Just say Detroit doesn't take him. Is there another team that you would actually be happy with? Because I'm not seeing one that's left to pick.
I'll still take him in Green Bay.
Green Bay isn't picking.
Vikings got an old lineman. Ohio State.
My notebook hasn't updated any trades today.
Oh, no. Steelers, Rams, Panthers, Vikings, Browns, Titans, Bills, Ravens.
Titans.
Well, yeah, they got that other guy. He could go there.
Titans.
Tylen Wallace has to go to Titans. Actually, I just looked on Twitter. There's a lot of Patriots fans clamoring for Tylen Wallace. So
It would make sense that they would target the position
better than the Chiefs. I just can't. I'm not going to buy a Chiefs Tylen Wallace jersey. That's the issue.
Yeah.
If he goes anywhere else, I can buy that jersey, but I can't buy it if he goes to the Chiefs.
So strictly from an analytics standpoint, from a numbers standpoint, Mitch, for Amari Rodgers,
yes, sir.
It's the breakout age, the college dominator. Those are the two knocks on him. But again, you got to look at the context. And with the injury, that's certainly
the breakout age. I mean, that ACL happened later in the year, so he should still have a good breakout age if he's a really good wide receiver, right? But if he doesn't have that, that means earlier in his career he didn't do it. I'm trying to think what good wide receivers were at Clemson. Am I forgetting one? In the last couple of years, I can't think of one that's come out that was really good. So it's not even like the competition thing.
Dustin Ross was there. Is there?
Yeah.
I was like, there's somebody.
Hmm.
It's been a long night. Niners traded it up. So who's Pittsburgh taking? The pick is in.
Steelers just have to go O-line, right?
It has to
T.
be.
Higgins. That's right. Thank you, Aaron. I knew I was forgetting someone. And Justin.
Thanks, everybody.
That's right. Everyone tell me how dumb I am forgetting names. I like it.
All right, here comes Pittsburgh.
Has to be a lineman.
Got terrible towel up. Some rock and roll Hall of Fame member pumping up his Steelers fandom.
Ronnie Perkins is still there. We haven't mentioned him in the last 43 minutes, but
I was going to say since Jacob signed off.
Mm-hmm.
Here it comes.
Let us know, Dan.
Guard, Illinois, Kendrick Green. You got your O-line.
Cool.
There we go. Oh, yeah, Hunter Renfrow. Mitch, you love Hunter Renfrow.
Yeah, Dust. What about him?
Clemson.
Well, he was there like 4 years ago, wasn't he? He's been in the NFL for a while now.
No.
Yeah. Or he was old. Something like that.
I think he just looks old. He's young at heart.
Let's see. He's only 25, 26.
This is his third year.
49ers
Dust
trade
already.
up running back. Do you think that's what's about to happen?
I would love it.
That would be interesting.
You have too many running backs. I like Mostert. Jeff Wilson looked good. You still have
Yep.
Hasty.
What
Oh,
do
yeah.
you what do
Oh,
you
yeah.
think they
Everybody
trade
loves
up for?
Hasty.
If
49.
if you're thinking about taking a running back, don't, because you have Jermichael Hasty on your roster.
Don't let him.
Wayne Gallman, they signed Wayne Gallman. I'm just saying, they got 8 million running backs.
Yeah, but no good ones.
Like, don't be too hasty with this pick.
I like Mostert.
We get it.
Fantastic,
Funny,
John.
He was overdue for one of those jokes.
Hey, I've been good. I've been trying to.
I'm just glad I was here for it.
Aaron says, anybody shocked that Seth Williams hasn't come off the board? I am.
Linda's like, nope.
Shut up, Linda. What 210 in terms of super
I
flex
literally
rookie
didn't
draft?
say anything, but
Mitch, why are you throwing Linda under the bus?
I didn't say anything either.
Whoa, you called it. Trey Sermon.
Sermon!
Now the draft's
What?
stopping.
Oh, all right. Well,
That's actually going to make some like rookie drafts fun because you know people are going to overdraft him.
Yeah, the ripples. I
Mm.
can feel the ripples.
so I had Sermon at 209.
He's up.
Did you see the Niners post today? I forget where it might have been from their website or something. And it's like 49ers offensive players, and most are he might have retweeted and be like, "You're forgetting somebody."
Yep.
I think they intentionally forgot him.
That is intriguing.
Yeah, he can't be happy right now. He could be the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but do they ever have the guy? That's like,
Hey.
When everybody else is injured, they do. Like we get those Jeff Wilson games to where he gets 15 carries and he gets a couple scores out of it. So you just have to wait till. Oh, they have Jerick McKinnon too. I think. Still.
No, McKinnon just went to.
McKinnon's out of the Chiefs, right?
Uh-huh.
Oh, see, I didn't even
That
notice.
just happened today.
Oh,
Another trade.
Oh wow. Have to write that down. McKinnon Chiefs.
Texans are back up. They've been doing a pretty good job of building their roster.
maybe they could get another quarterback.
At first, I thought Linda was being serious. I was like, wait, what?
No, I have no serious bones left, so I apologize in advance. Oh boy.
Now I have like zero faith in the Texans, but I know someone was talking about him today, whatever podcast I was listening to, and they just talked about their GM, how do you pronounce his last name? Casserly. But when he was with New England, that's how they rebuilt these misfit guys. When the whole New England legacy started, they say he's doing the same exact thing. Maybe.
It's got to be a wide receiver, right? I mean, in a logical world.
Could it be?
I hope not.
Like anywhere else. I said not Kansas City, but anywhere else.
They need everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There isn't a spot on that roster to where they're okay.
Man, I can't believe some of these. I mean, receivers and running backs. So we're sitting here, pick 89. Sermon's gone, but Carter, Gainwell, Amon-Ra, Wallace, Collins, Seth Williams, Jordan Brevin Jordan. Where do we see Tree Sermon go in rookie drafts?
I'm not saying take him there, but I will be shocked if he falls past the 203.
I was just going to say 204, Mitch.
See? Look at us.
Again, not where I
Who
would
would have thought?
Yeah, who would have thought? Not where I would have taken him, but like Wallace.
Dan?
I had him at 201
Oh.
pre-draft.
So now you have him at 101. All right.
I just like, is that a 1-2 punch with Mostert, and then Gallman and Wilson are there when someone gets hurt, or I don't know. How do they use him is the question mark.
Still didn't answer the question.
That's what Dan does. He doesn't. Dan would
The
be
question
an
was
amazing
how late,
politician.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't slide
When-
later than
When will he be drafted?
I think early second, 201, 203, no later.
But not
Maybe.
202.
Gainwell's still on the board. I mean, in that
Lin-
range, to the early few picks.
Linda,
But
when's Sermon going to be picked? Rookie drafts.
oh man, I think it depends. I think some people are going to look at it and be like, he's the clear cut RB1. They're going like full in on him. And I think a lot of other people, like a 50-50 split between that and people that are not as sure that that's going to happen and that it's going to be a split backfield. And I like Dan's version of like not answering the question. We just dance around it. So
Kind of
he still
dance
didn't answer.
sometimes.
We have talked about it several times last night and tonight about the landing spots, and they're not really being a player that went to a certain situation where they would rise up a board. But I think it just happened with that Trey Sermon pick.
Yeah, this is the first one.
right.
I think this really is the first one. Nico Collins to the Texans. Thank you, Jeff.
Nico.
Oh,
I love
That's
Nico, but
Early third, I'll take him.
Number 1 wide receiver in Houston.
Brandon Cooks is still there.
Yeah, what?
Brandon Cooks is really good at football.
Dan
Yeah.
forgot Brandon Cooks was there, I think.
I agree, Owen. Right now, they're looking very good.
Ty Johnson, LaMichael P. Ryan. Yeah, what are they like? Because, like we said, the Jets don't have a. What is going on this year?
See,
I'm so frazzled.
I was very on. I was like, hey, some of these landing spots, running backs aren't going to go there. And I just chose to talk about the Pittsburgh one a lot. I was wrong about that, but I've been right about the others, and I'm just going to just admit to that part.
No, you had the overall concept was certainly there. Buy into a situation. And we're seeing it in Miami too.
Mm-hmm.
Linda, are you getting nervous over there? Because you have two guys out there. You have two horses in the race.
2 horses. Are you talking about Chuba?
Chuba?
I don't think Chuba's gonna go to. I don't.
That's not going to happen.
Chubba
I
Bubba.
was already I was already pretty sure that Chuba Hubbard wasn't gonna go today, but I also think he's a dart throw that if he lands in the right system, he's that home run threat running back. He was never going to be a 3-down back. So that one I'm a little less like, I'll take him because I love him because I've watched him for the last several years and I know he has talent, but it's not the Tylan Wallace thing. Like I'm high on Tylan Wallace and I'm I'm nervous as shit. I don't like it. I don't like it.
Vikings get a defensive end.
Did they? All right, so Cleveland. Can we rule Cleveland out for wide receiver?
No, I don't think
so.
so.
No, I don't think so. Let's see. Cleveland, Tennessee. I mean, Buffalo, possibly.
Ravens could get another one.
Stop.
It's true.
Just stop.
Maybe
New
Green Bay
England.
has the stockpile receivers.
Green Bay has
But
no more
that's
picks
pretty-
this round.
yeah.
Oh, that's right. They traded that, right?
New Orleans, Detroit. Something's gonna happen at that 101.
I was just gonna say if
I feel
Detroit could be that one to where someone could go there and it could boost their stock. Say Tyler Wallace goes there. Right now he's a late second. I could see people talking him into, he's gonna get a lot of targets, so he should be the 203, 204.
Yeah,
I'd still draft him over Tony.
the two that I can't believe haven't gone yet. Michael Carter and Kenny Gainwell.
Carter
Chuba-
actually surprises me because Carter, you would think there's a team out there that's like, he fits what we need behind our main guy. I understand the Gainwell thing.
And this is, again, it's not like to poke fun at Linda whatsoever, but I had Chuba on that cutoff between 3rd and 4th round. I was leaning towards him going in the 4th. So that one doesn't surprise me too much, but I think we see him go really early tomorrow.
I don't know. Probably more defensive guys.
4th through 7th round, all defensive players.
No. Oh my God. That is not what I have scheduled for my Saturday. Tomorrow's supposed to be just me on my couch, not talking to anybody but Twitter.
Nice.
So
Whoa, Schwartz.
Anthony Schwartz.
Wow, is that early?
Mitch, that's our guy. I took him.
Speed.
Or
You
we
did.
took him. Yeah,
That's your guy. And that was a good pick. I can't take any credit for it because
There we go. I
I
actually
don't know who he
had
is.
him slated in the 3rd for rookie drafts, but that's interesting. He's a speed demon, man. He's
Oh, is he the
fastest
one that
receiver.
ran the 4.24? He was like really bad in college, but he was really fast, so he went up all the models.
he was the track star. Wasn't really
He-
utilized at Auburn, but
It's the utilization. He wasn't bad. When he got the ball, he made plays, Mitch.
Hmm.
He kind of, I mentioned it in past episode, Dynasty Theory. He reminded me of McCole Hardman as far as usage. But when you got him in the open field, he was a playmaker.
So it's really good for that offense then.
yeah, somebody that could take the top off the defense. He's gonna be great for best ball.
boy, he is fast as a motherfucker, huh?
He is. He is.
Did you just see a highlight or what there, Linda?
Yeah.
He is
Yeah, I
fast.
was watching it. Yeah, he looked quick.
He is.
He's a
fast.
blazer. Browns with a cool draft here. Boosted
Titans
defense.
16.
Yeah, the Browns. I like what they did. I'm surprised by Schwartz here, but certainly I had a wide receiver kind of on the radar.
Did you?
I just said it. We can't roll Cleveland off from.
Oh, I thought you're meaning like you have one wide receiver on your mind that you planned on going, but it wasn't Anthony Schwartz.
Oh no.
We all know who that wide receiver was. That's who I thought you were.
Well, that's because listen, everybody knows that Tennessee's taking Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Linebacker. Monty Rice, Georgia.
That was perfect timing.
Sorry, John.
It's really hard to beat that.
I
I'll be
wasn't
right
sure
back.
if he was
On
just,
that
like,
note, I have to use the
being a
restroom again
shithead
very quickly.
or if it was real.
That was awesome.
Yeah, that was fantastic timing.
Go Dogs. Another Bulldog in the NFL. I'll take it.
All right, Linda. So you're the one that told me to believe in Philip Lindsay this last season.
Yeah. I
And-
told a lot of people that.
Yeah. Who am I supposed to believe in this year with Williams and Gordon?
I really haven't had enough time to sit with either pick that the Broncos have made in this draft. Getting on and like reacting to every pick to like react to your teams, what they've done. I just haven't had time to sit and do that. I love Javonte Williams. I just didn't, there wasn't a single article or insider info from any of the people I follow that we were going to go after a running back. If one fell to us, that was one thing, but I did not anticipate us trading up to take one. I still wish we would have addressed the offensive line, but I think he could be a really good asset in that offense. And I would lean Javonte Williams over Melvin Gordon.
Yeah, I think that's fair. So
There's so many pass catching options in that offense that a pass catching running back, if they're only going to catch, 2-3 passes a game, it's not that upside that you had hoped it was going to be.
So how close did you have him and ETN before the NFL draft?
I had Williams over ETN.
Do you still feel the same way?
Man, I think so.
That's kind of how I am too.
But it's going to really come down to me looking at the two offensive lines, I think.
Yeah.
I just didn't see it happening at all.
What did I miss?
Javonte. I was asking about Javonte and Melvin Gordon.
Not only did they take him, they traded up for him.
Yeah.
Like,
Hey, they wanted that 1-2 running back combination, and they have it.
but Javonte, I mean, I know people are concerned, but how many times do we talk about how quickly situations change? The expectation has to be Melvin Gordon is not there beyond this year.
Mm-hmm.
So there might be a good opportunity to get Javonte Williams at a nice price. That's my thought.
They used Lindsey and Gordon as a pretty close to, was it like 60-40, 55-45 there?
And that's even with Lindsey injuries throughout the season. Anytime Linda talked about him, he got injured.
Yeah,
Javonte-
I had a really
I
rough
forgot
patch.
about that.
Yeah, with the talking about people and them ending up hurt thing. I think I shook it, but it lasted for like several weeks.
Wait,
That was one of the greatest videos ever.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Wait, that was my best
Sweet
work.
one. That was amazing.
That was my best work.
Denver's going to punch you in the mouth right now when they play football between Melvin Gordon and Javonte Williams, because Javonte's nasty. I mean, a former linebacker, like he runs the ball like a linebacker. I mean, he's out to punish you. And Melvin Gordon, I mean, he still looks good. It's going to be a nice combo.
Aaron has a nice comment in the chat, and I completely agree. Javonte kind of does everything Gordon does, younger and cheaper. They both have that ability to catch the ball out of the backfield. And that's going to be critical when we look at running backs with the fantasy success. We want the running backs. They're obviously that are catching the ball out of the backfield. There are so few of them that can have high-end production without it. Derrick Henry, Nick Chubb, Josh Jacobs to an extent. Is that kind of it?
Yeah, I think so.
But yeah, I kind of like that comp there. I like.
Here comes the Bills.
Kenneth
Must be a
Gainwell.
running back.
Although we'll hate him there. Tackle.
Offensive tackle Spencer Brown.
Who's
That's a good one. It's the best offensive tackle on the board.
Aaron's been in this chat all.
Oh yeah, we didn't do any
night.
giveaways.
Yeah, Aaron, you win a gift card. Aaron's been in the chat all night
Agree. Yeah.
since.
Send John a DM because I had to do it last night, so he has to do it tonight.
Yeah, Aaron, shoot at the Bauer Club on Twitter. Owen already got something, so you're not getting something else. Packy won the jersey back in the day.
What about Jeffrey? Jeffrey's been super active tonight.
Yeah, but like we talk to Jeff all the time. Sorry, Jeff. I'm trying to find new people that we really haven't,
That's true.
had the luxury of interacting with. And I know it's 4 a.m. in Ireland. I know.
I looked out for you,
Yes,
Jeff. Just
I know.
saying. I looked
I
out
thought
for
Jeff should get one too, but whatever.
But you know how John is.
All right,
you know?
boom, done, Jeff.
Okay,
All right,
there we go.
we have one more. Who else is in the chat? Sorry, Owen, you already got one. You're not getting another.
I don't know. There's 10 more picks. Let's see if there's any more people typing.
All right.
Right.
But yeah, seriously, beyond appreciative. Like a lot. I mean, during some of these stretches where it was defense, it was driving the conversation. A lot of the Nick creeping.
Nick's
in
like,
here,
hey, I am here, guys. I just don't type.
creeping in there. Come on, Nick. Yeah. Throw one Nick's way. All right, there we go. That's 3.
All right. Done.
And did the people from last night reach out to you, Mitch?
Yep.
Let me guess. Did they all go NFL shop?
No, I didn't even ask. I just said I'll get back to them when we decide to do
Okay.
the gift cards. Yeah.
Okay. What happened with Tennessee?
Linebacker Monty Rice from Georgia. John's like, defense don't matter.
Only a few picks left here.
Yeah, I'm out of Truly, so I'll be right back. I gotta go grab one from the fridge.
Yeah, take your time.
Hey, there we go.
See, that's why I didn't want to give it to Jeff. I knew he would graciously decline.
Well, see, here's the issue. I know the leagues that Jeff's in. I'm pretty sure you don't have draft picks in any of those leagues. And Jeff could be like one of the biggest ages that we've ever met in all of Dynasty. So I'm not sure what trade he's sending.
All right, well,
No
Nick
one wants
doesn't
your
want
money,
anything
John.
either. All right, well, Aaron gets something.
Hey, there we go,
John-
Justin.
Yeah, Justin's still in there. Boom, done.
Yeah. DM John so he doesn't forget.
Or Mitch. You can DM Mitch.
Nah, John. My DMs are closed.
All right, so what's Baltimore doing here, guys?
Here it comes.
Wide receiver.
Another Georgia Bulldog.
Who?
Yeah.
Ben
Who is it?
Cleveland, guard.
Oh. All
Dan
right.
just screams out names.
It's like
Georgia
Alabama.
Bulldog.
Linemen keep going.
I will say this. I honestly thought we'd see a lot more positional guys drafted at the first 3 rounds.
Yeah, I'm a little disappointed here on day 2.
And it's not just how we're talking on the Dynasty side. You listen to the NFL side, everybody was like, this is deep in wide receiver, running back, quarterback. You're going to see a lot of these skill position guys go. A lot of the tight ends were talked up. And here we are. Eskridge.
Oh, I know Aaron. Okay, all right. I didn't know the last name, but yeah, all right. I got your DM. Yeah, I Mike and Ray though from NFL Rough Draft, they had him as a second round pick. That was incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Justin got your DM, man. Got it.
See how many offensive line went tonight.
A lot. I can't even count that high.
Let's see if it's over or under that 20. Let's see. So starting with round 2.
Oh, I can tell you one. Give me 1 sec. We got
Bucks coming up. Another offensive lineman, Robert Hainsley, Notre Dame.
we're at 17 right now.
17 linemen.
Yep.
What, just today?
Uh-huh.
And Dan, that tweet was what, 20, right?
20.
20.
Yep.
Well, when you look at it yesterday, there were 5, I think. And typically, that's kind of low, isn't it?
It's low. There wasn't any elite guys was the problem. Outside
No, it
of
was low.
so well.
So well.
But position scarcity comes into it too. You know, there's guys that they know they're going to get a solid lineman in round 2, round 1. They don't take that certainty. They're not getting it. But the non-fantasy football, I mean, you win the game in the trenches. You did big picks here today.
Patriots. I could see them actually grabbing a running back here.
Running back.
I know. Damian Harris. I know.
And when Mac Jones takes over, Damian Harris becomes a little bit more intriguing because he's not going to get his touchdown sniped by Cam Newton.
Very true. Just sniped by Sony Michel.
Right, and James White and
whoever
else.
And Damian Harris, he has 0 involvement in the passing game.
J.J. Taylor will take the Rex Burkhead role.
Oh, I forgot about J.J. Taylor. That's right.
They don't need a run back.
I have him stashed in a few places.
Yeah, me too.
Receiver, maybe still. I mean,
Aguilar,
Aguilar, Bourne, even if that's your 1-2, if you give up on N'Keal Harry, how much do you believe in Jacoby Myers?
The Chargers never went with a tight end yet, right?
No.
So I could see them actually going tight end here.
Brevin Jordan?
They have Donald
Linda, are
Parham.
you good? Are you good over there? You replenished?
Yeah, I'm fantastic. I'm doing great.
I'm
I'm
good.
super mentally stable and everything's fine.
Tonight is the first night this year that I've had more than 2 beverages.
Me too.
I'm sorry. It's probably my fault.
No, I feel good. The only thing is I've had to take some bathroom breaks. It's flowing.
Good to know, man.
Those triglycerides aren't clogging everything up, I guess.
Well, at least it's not on the couch.
No, it's good.
Not yet.
Not yet.
It's been known to happen.
Hey, that was one time.
A wide receiver, Mitch.
Mitch, you know me. I have no shame.
I know.
This funny live story. I was guesting on a pod and we were doing the outro and I couldn't jump off and a little squeaked out, a little urine. Dan, is that TMI?
Way TMI.
I'm an open book. I'm an open book. Linda already knew that story.
Yeah, I was already there.
On that note,
I couldn't be rude and just leave the show. Like, hey, see you, bye. Like, I had to do the outro and everything. That's dedication.
Yeah,
You are
that's why you're the
dedicated.
101 of hosts.
You are dedicated, my friend.
I got to start wearing Johnny's diapers.
Nope.
Dan, I can't get over how great your internet connection has been.
This has been unbelievable. Like, and Linda, I've been so stoked I said to John, like, pre-NFL draft, and like I love watching all the picks and all the happy stories and whatnot. So I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna be on night 2, especially with the internet, because last year I wanted to record from the fan cave here and I wasn't able to do it, but it just took like I don't know how many years to realize I just needed this little Netgear pack and an Ethernet cable, and like all of a sudden no internet issues whatsoever. So, but no matter what, I was not missing this part of the show round 2. I told him I'll definitely be on for Troy and Linda, and I'm glad to be here.
I kept giving them hell for signing me up for the closing portion, but they said it was on purpose, which I can understand as well.
No, when I scheduled both nights, I wanted the people closing the shows as the guests to be people that I didn't think would care if it went well over an hour. And honestly, so last night we had Bill and Josh from the Fantasy Timeline, because I know that those are 2 guys. Hey, do you want to stick around for another hour? And actually it went like 6 minutes over their hour last night. So I was like, all right, never mind. Have a good night, guys. See ya. But tonight, I think we'll hit 2 hours with you tonight, Linda.
It's every minute we get closer. But I'm glad you guys put up with me long enough, because not everybody can. 2 hours is a long time.
How do you think I feel when people have to deal with me? That's the real challenge there.
Wow.
What did the Pats do?
Any second. New England Patriots.
Dan, turn it up a little bit.
21-time Eastern champion.
Turn it up a little bit now.
Ronnie Perkins.
Okay.
Does that make sense for the Patriots? They just get the guy who just slides and slides and slides.
Jacob's going to be happy. Yeah, Dan, whenever the picks are getting up there, let's get that volume up.
Got it.
And then John will yell at you afterwards for not muting it immediately.
Why is that so loud? Yeah, that's great. It's going to go really well.
I'm used to getting yelled at by John. Whatever,
Tough love, Dan. It's tough love.
Tough love, age discrimination jokes, slow internet. You name it, Linda. It's really an abusive relationship.
Yeah,
Please.
try being a woman on with John. No, I'm just kidding. I'm totally kidding. I'm totally kidding. I'm sorry I had to. I'm totally kidding.
And
You've
Dan,
never been like, of course you think that you're a woman. So you get bonus points for me.
And Dan, please
It's a high
don't go
bar
to,
we set here.
Yeah,
please
the
don't
bar's
go
on
to,
the floor.
please don't go to Dynasty Theory HR and tell them I'm being an ageist, please.
That's fair. That's fair. We'll keep it here in house.
You ready for an off the wall pick? Trey McKitty is the pick next.
For the Chargers?
Yep.
I disagree. I know you want to see the
I
Chargers get a
disagree.
tight end, and I didn't get a chance to respond to it earlier because we went on a different conversation.
Don't
But
say Parnum.
they have Jared Cook, they have Donald Parham, Steven Anderson. I think they're content at tight end.
Oh yeah, Steven Anderson. He's really gonna.
I'm just saying it's.
I actually had
It's-
him on a lot of dynasty teams when he went to the Patriots. Was it like
Oh
I
yeah,
said it last year, or the year before? But I started picking him up everywhere.
yeah. All
I mean,
right, it's the Chargers here. No, this is
Come on.
this is Brevin Jordan.
Isn't it Kenneth Gainwell time?
Not for the Chargers. It isn't.
Let's take another weapon.
Oh,
Best guy available.
Actually, it's not terrible.
We
There's
just
one.
got done. Turn up a little bit.
What the?
Mitch
the-
called it.
That's how we do it.
Did you cheat, Mitch?
I didn't. No, I swear.
Wait,
I was
you-
actually. I went on ESPN and I looked at the tight ends available. I'm like, hey, I know that name, and I was sick of bringing up Brevin Jordan.
Wait, you swear you?
I
was
swear. Yeah, no, I swear.
wow.
Look at all these Bulldogs going to the NFL here in the third round.
Trey McKitty. Well done, Mitch.
That's right. Jeff's teaching me. He's our like savant in the chat, just slowly teaching me his ways.
Good call. So wait,
That was
did
clutch, Mitch.
we only do 2 giveaways tonight then?
We did 3.
Aaron and Justin. Who got the third?
You making one up
Okay,
in your mind,
I'm-
Mitch?
No, I was wrong. Yeah. How the Lions draft's going is I'm going to get no signed jerseys because I went to look. Like they don't even have any of Soul. None.
O-line
Sad
don't
days,
sell.
man. I know. Sad days.
I need a Micah Parsons fat head for the collection now.
Where are you going to put it?
I got one wall way in the back with the smaller ones. I don't know if I can find it back there. Dak's in the way. There's like little ones back there. I got
Mhm.
DeMarcus Lawrence and Van Der Esch. On the other side of the wall, I've got a bunch of offensive ones. But
Nice.
That's that is a fantastic setup down there.
where there is blank wall space, there's room for something else. So the collection will continue.
I'm looking around my basement. I might have to do some work tomorrow. Mara's gonna come down. And I'm gonna have like walls taken out and Trey McKitty.
So
That was a pretty good poll. I'm proud of myself for that one, to be honest.
You swear to God, like you did.
No, I swear. No.
All right.
I would tell
all right.
you if I did.
Yeah.
He's gonna text me tomorrow. John, I have to tell you something.
No.
All right. Well, that's very impressive.
Thank you.
Denver Broncos. Here you go, Linda.
Especially after Dad told me that it's not going to happen. That's the best part.
Linda, if this is Tylen Wallace, what would you do?
Ask a lot of questions. It's gotta be defense. Vic's way too in on defense.
Offensive guard.
No,
Wisconsin
wanted.
boy. They're
yeah,
always
no,
tough.
that actually.
Finally. Yeah. I'm
No,
I'm into that.
I like that a lot.
Oh, he's a farm boy. He's from Wisconsin, definitely there.
Fit him real
Long
good with
hair and a
all that.
beard.
The draft starts in 3 more picks.
Working out in Ontario, Canada here. Some interesting footage. He's knocking trees over in the woods. No word to lie here. Lumberjack in there.
Wait,
Bench pressing water jugs or curling water jugs.
I am picturing like the Rocky IV montage.
Oh, this is Rocky. He's got big 2x4s on the arm. This dude's tough, man. He's country tough. Country strong.
Jeremy, DM me on Twitter. You'll be the third gift card.
It's like, I've never seen your name before. You get it.
I'm trying to mix it up here.
You're fine.
Cool, man. Jeremy's got the Bronco logo as the Denver pick went into and
There we
wins the
go.
prize. That was nice time.
All right, so we got Jeremy, Aaron, and Justin. And then last night we had Owen.
Cowboys on the clock. They went defense all day. This is going to be offensive line, or let's get another offensive weapon. Let's just throw a big wrinkle in the draft. Take Kenneth Gainwell. Do something crazy.
Wait, Linda. Blake Jarwin has to avoid this pick.
What do you mean Blake Jarwin's got to avoid
If it's
this pick?
Brevin Jordan, it doesn't affect Jarwin at all.
I think Jarwin's good for the next 2 to 3 years, whatever his contract is. I don't know because numbers are hard, but I think he'll be the pass catching tight end in that offense for.
Dalton Schultz did well last year. Just saying.
Dalton Schultz did subpar at best.
Okay,
There were multiple catches that had it been any mobile tight end that gets any yards after the catch. I mean, his yards after the catch there were stops at the 1 yard line. There were all sorts of things where it was like, if that was Blake Jarwin, he would have caught a touchdown, which is what I did most of the season. It's not his fault entirely. I just think he's not there to be that part of the offense. I think he's a crucial part of Dallas's football offense, but I don't think he's going to be a fantasy issue at all.
I'll give you that. Here comes the Cowboys pick. Maybe it'd be Mr. Wallace right here. Use a little depth at the wide receiver position. In case anyone leaves in the future. All right.
With the 99th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Dallas Cowboys select Michon Wright, defensive back.
Another defensive player. Defensive back.
I mean, it makes sense though for what.
Yeah,
it makes sense.
Oh, they're fixing a deplorable defense.
Biggest day 2 winner. TJ says Rondell Moore. I think I have to agree with Mitch and go with Trey Sermon, but Rondell Moore certainly. It's an interesting situation.
the reason why I can't say Rondell Moore was a winner because fantasy Twitter already had him in that spot, right? He's going to go early 2nd round, and that's where he's always has been. So I don't think he won it all. I think he just kind of solidified where he's going to go. What you eating, John? Peanuts. Very nice.
Sam Darnold was definitely a big winner.
Oh, Darnold. Yeah.
From a veteran perspective, Aaron, you're cheating. We were clearly just talking about rookies there. Come on. Dallas is planning to play 10-3 games. Sell all Cowboys.
Easy now.
Just kidding, of course he says.
That last pick seemed like a reach.
He must have some off the field issues, so they had to pick him there. They're running out of guys to pick.
No, that's why it's a reach. It even fit that description, man. I'd be happy with the off the field issues. I'm not seeing it here.
I agree with Goff. That's something we brought up on Confidential, didn't we? Like 2 weeks ago, saying that as long as he was the guy there and they brought in some O-line help and not Fields.
I wish they would bring in some weapons, but the O-line help absolutely boosted Goff today. I 100%. This morning, I made a joke about Goff to the moon after the Sewell pick, but after a second offensive tackle was taken by the Lions, I'm like, if they get him some weapons and he's going to be upright behind the line of scrimmage, then I'm not worried about it at all. I'll play him as a QB2 in most of my super flex leagues just because of the value.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Does New Orleans still have the 105?
Looking. Sorry, I just hit the different button. The 105 is the Broncos.
Oh, okay.
We have Tennessee, Lions, 49ers, Rams, Ravens, Broncos.
Tennessee has to take a wide receiver here. They just have to.
Well, here's my issue. I have 3 receivers that I need to be taken in 2 picks. Do you think that's likely?
It's going to be a stretch.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm kind of sad because like the Gainwell thing is actually gonna make me sad because if he goes in the 4th, I'm not. He's a 3rd round pick at best.
Unless it's to the Jets.
No, I don't
Second.
care if it's the Jets. I told you guys.
You getting
I'm
in the
not-
4th round to the Jets?
I don't care if God himself is putting together a team. If it's the 4th round, I want no part of it.
James Robinson goes undrafted, and you're going to hate
Okay.
on the second pick of the 4th round to the Jets?
You cannot chase an outlier. Nobody
Hold
was
on.
taking James Robinson in the 2nd round of a rookie draft.
So there's a really funny thing here. I've been meaning. Linda's actually frozen. I've never seen her freeze before, but something I've been meaning to bring up, and this is perfect. You hate running backs in the 4th round, right? But you're okay with quarterbacks in the 2nd round because 1 out of every 30 of them gets a starting job at some point.
Give it to him, Mitch. Give it to him.
What quarterback am I elevating?
Drew Lock.
He's not in rookie drafts. Like,
But he was previously.
right, but once they already are a proven commodity, and you can say Drew Lock is not, that's fine. But Chris Carson, I love Chris Carson.
You do.
D-back.
Uh,
Cornerback Elijah Molden. Good
That's
pick.
funny.
I'm like the reach that Dallas had. Like, what the heck?
I'm trying to think of a terrible pun with BMI and
yeah.
Blessed Mary
Inquisition.
Inquisition. I don't know.
Hey, there she is.
Hey, she's back.
My whole shit just froze. It was fine. We're fine. All over it.
I will say, I think StreamYard actually did something because there was a lot of people complaining about it earlier in the week, and there hasn't been any issues with anybody coming on, when previously there was always little lags here and there.
Well, think of how many like everybody and their mother's doing a podcast, especially yesterday and today. Wow, my 2nd round of rookie drafts is getting flipped upside down right now.
Yeah. Especially the bottom half, right? 206 to 212.
Completely upside down.
All right. Here we go. What's the best wide receiver left?
Ooh, Detroit.
Tyler Wallace.
This could be it, Mitch. This could be a good day for you.
A Lions jersey would look good on your wall. Just saying.
I would happily put it there.
And I could actually buy a jersey. So that would be really nice. It's going to be some like linebacker I've never heard of.
Ifatu Melifanu, cornerback Syracuse.
ESPN has a really good grade on him. They have him as the 8th best in the draft.
Another corner Dallas could have taken there instead of reaching at a guy that was projected to go in the 6th round.
Well, John, I'm not feeling good about St. Brown, man.
I mean,
Good pick.
but that's what we have to be able to adjust our values and rankings and evaluations when more pieces of the puzzle are in place. And this is certainly a big one for me. And I was not kidding when I said countless times on Dynasty Theory, Fantasy Football Confidential, I need that 3rd round draft capital. Need it.
Okay, I have a question for you now. Okay. Running backs always get overdrafted, right? If we see a couple of these guys go in the 4th, are people going to be overdrafting them, even though almost everybody that has a podcast is going to be saying, hey, you don't draft running backs that go out in the 4th round. That's just kind of what everybody says, right? Is there going to be enough people to actually raise Chuba, Gainwell, a Carter, and make him stay in the 2nd round? Or are we actually going to get some of these guys in the 3rd? Because in the 3rd, I'm like, whatever, I'll throw a 3rd at it.
No, I do think, depending on how it goes tomorrow, you'll still see Gainwell and Carter slip to the end of the 2nd. I'm not going to take them there.
If they go to the Jets, it's a good pick. Sometimes you just know, the way the draft falls, heavy offensive linemen in these 2 days.
With the 102nd pick,
Niners.
2021 NFL Draft, the San Francisco 49ers select Ambry Thomas, defensive back.
D-back.
No, I
Four in a
don't
row.
care how the draft fell. No, I don't want him. And I know Dan's going to say, well, the Jets. Then take him, Dan. Take him
Can I-
early second.
All
The
right,
Jets, Tevin
one
Coleman's all they
one more question. The NFL is changing. Well, we like to say the NFL is changing how they draft running backs. I'm actually going to take that back because I don't think it's true anymore because 2 went in the first round. So just like delete the last 15 seconds and yeah.
Linda, what are we doing here? Like that. I'm sad over here.
3 picks
I'm
left.
pissed. I'm ready to fist fight. I don't know who it's gonna be. I don't know who I have to fight, but I'm ready. Never been in a fight in my life, but I'm ready.
See, that would make a good matchup for John. He told us tonight that he has never thrown a punch in his entire life.
I would never want to get into a physical altercation with Linda because I'm pretty sure she would kick my ass.
I'm built like a linebacker, so that's probably a good choice.
Especially if she had a few Trulies in her. No.
The funny thing, like Tylan Wallace would fit exactly what the Rams need, but they were dumb and they selected Tutu Atwell last round instead.
I don't get it. I don't get that pick.
I will never wrap my head around Tutu Atwell. Period. Yeah. He literally, when I was doing like rookie evaluations and looking at everybody, snuck into a dream of mine. It woke me up at 4 a.m. I was like nightmarishly scouting Tutu Atwell, and I woke up like, I don't want to do that anymore. Motherfuckers.
How do you really feel, Linda?
Not good.
Oh, it could get worse.
Yeah, always. That's the beautiful thing. It could always get worse. On the upside, Tevin Jenkins from Oklahoma State went to the Bears, and I think that was a really good.
Yeah, that was a really smart pick.
Really good pick, yeah.
Hey, if anyone's in the chat, my kid wants you to go and sub to his YouTube channel. Fantastic legend. He has like 6 Fortnite videos on there. I'm pretty sure he's just talking trash to other 10-year-olds, but you know.
Oh, and called you out, Linda. No bad words. See, John Bauer, there's always listening ears. Yeah.
No, I actually think he's saying there's no bad words on his YouTube channel.
Oh, okay.
So what? It's like gaming. Is that what?
Yeah, it's just Fortnite. Yeah.
Did he pay for this advertisement?
No, but he's gonna do chores for it tomorrow. Hope he's excited.
Well, that doesn't help us at all.
I like that, Mitch. My little guy just finished up his chores. He earned enough money to get Pokemon Snap today for his Nintendo Switch, so he was a happy camper.
Sorry, Linda.
Linda's getting yelled at.
Scolded live on Dynasty Theory.
Probably won't be the last time.
See, that works on FF Confidential, but on Dynasty Theory, this is family entertainment.
Yeah, it doesn't go over here. I got it.
Mitch, did you block your kid?
I put him on a 5-minute calm down.
Wow. It's tough in the Sorenson house.
Blocks his son live.
Yeah.
Playback that years later.
Well, we appreciate the comment. This draft has kind of sucked. You guys have done a great job.
Thank you.
Kind of sucked.
We warned you, John, that there would be a lot of offensive linemen tonight.
Did we hit 20?
I think we went on a little bit of a drought, Mitch. I don't know when you stopped counting.
Yeah, we went on a drought because it was right after Ben Cleveland, and then we've had Hainsey.
Yeah, there's one after that.
And then it's been, I guess Menners by the Broncos, but it's been all defensive backs.
Gainwell, St. Brown, Carter, Wallace, and Seth Williams all were in my second round.
Yeah, guys,
Not
remember
anymore.
when Tutu Atwell got drafted?
Yeah, that was sweet.
Maybe who the
I'm
Ravens
writing
have?
a letter to every single GM. I'm writing a letter tomorrow. That's what I'm doing.
Here we go with the Rams.
Bing, bing, bing.
All right, let's hear who we got.
The Los Angeles Rams select Ernest Jones, linebacker.
Linebacker. South Carolina, Ernest Jones.
Gainwell going to the Ravens would be a good thing.
I was
Like,
thinking that a little bit there.
just saying.
No, we don't. No, we don't want that.
No, I want that.
They got to find weapons any way they could get it.
So you want to send Kenneth Gainwell, who excels in the passing game and the receiving game, to a team that doesn't utilize the running backs at all? in
With the
receiving-
Ravens, he would excel in every game.
Okay.
If Gus Edwards can do it, anybody can, really.
Hey, Gus Bus is a legend.
I always love it. I can hear Dad's TV. He goes like, when you see a linebacker that can tackle, like I would hope a linebacker can tackle, considering that's like 90% of his job.
Saints are probably the only hope for a receiver.
Well, the Saints aren't picking this round. I made the same
Yes,
mistake.
they are. They're the last complimentary pick, aren't they?
It's the Broncos. They traded.
Oh, they
Yeah,
traded.
I made the same mistake. Like, I hate the second round of these rookie drafts now. Like,
Yeah,
I
I'm
hate
gonna
it.
start shotgunning beers as soon as we close this down.
I hate it.
Don't you try to hype me up, Ravens fan. I'm not in the mood.
All right, let's hear it.
104th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Baltimore Ravens select Brandon Stevens, defensive back, SMU.
DBs are flying off the board.
That's great.
All right. The Broncos don't have enough running backs. That's all that it comes down to.
No.
Kenneth Gainwell would go nice with no.
I bet Broncos go Jabril Cox, just like off the top of my head.
Jeremy likes that, Linda. Jabril Cox.
I would like that too. I would have also liked if Tyler Walls got drafted this today. Ugh.
I think with Kenneth Gainwell, not going this round, like we talked about his size being a deterrent, obviously it is a bit to push him to the fourth.
I don't get the Michael Carter thing, though.
Yeah. He fits what the NFL loves to do now.
I was fairly confident that he was like, it wasn't even on my radar that he wouldn't have gone today.
Same.
Like Amon-Ra St. Brown. I mean, I know I've been saying it over and over again, kind of joking, kind of. I want him to go.
Fifth pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Denver Broncos select Baron Browning, linebacker.
That's a good pick. That's a good
But
pick.
I was kind of bracing myself and kind of saying with Amon-Ra St. Brown that I thought the NFL might not like him nearly as much as I certainly do. All right, guys, what do you think here? A little closing on the
Hopefully
show.
tomorrow's better.
We're all just depressed.
It fizzled at the end there. That was a lot of DBs, linebackers.
I will say
Trey McKitty was the highlight with Mitch there at the end.
I do
Imagine
like how the
Trey
second-
McKitty's the highlight. Fuck.
I know,
Sorry.
right? No, I was just gonna say the second round is in rookie drafts is actually fun now, right? There's different players coming up than what we thought because the first round is completely locked in. I think. I mean, there might be 13 instead of 12 players, but other than that, I think the second round is going to be pretty crazy.
Hey, we got some answers there. I mean, guys like, whether you like them or not, Tutu Atwell, De'Ami Brown, Nico Collins, they all got thrusted up. We saw some quarterbacks get pushed up that, went in some decent landing spots as far as, the Texans, the Mills could start right away. Brady's, eventually will retire for Trask. So there's some guys that probably bumped up the boards a bit.
Nico Collins is really my biggest wide receiver winner. Like most of the wide receivers that went early, I'm still like, why? Whereas Nico Collins, I like that pick. I like Nico Collins. He's my wide receiver 10, I think. So I don't hate where he went or his draft position. There's just wide receivers I have over him.
Tight end position disappointed. Brevin Jordan didn't get drafted. Hunter Long went to a situation that's not ideal. So a little disappointing there.
Yeah, I have
Freiermuth was nice though. Sorry, John, your Steelers. That was probably going Pat Freiermuth.
No, I really like that pick, but I also I think it elevates Najee Harris, and hopefully, obviously there's a lot of other things that need to be fixed. I'm not saying a tight end just cures the entire offensive line issues they had, but it's a step in the right direction, and it's a tight end that can block. So I think that's definitely useful here. So
see where Jamison Crowder goes.
Yep.
Jeff made a good comment here, and it kind of lines up with, I think, our thoughts overall. I feel the second round has gone like the first. Top picks in the round have gone up for players like Waddle, Rondo, Moore, et cetera, and the lower end picks are dart throws. I completely agree. And we went from, and we were talking about this how many times in Discord, rattling through these names. Oh, there's depth, there's depth, there's depth. Is there?
Not anymore.
Or are there 14 to 16 picks that we feel okay with?
Okay, but here's an argument for that. Is this one of the deepest offensive lineman drafts in a while? Because I feel like a lot of teams that could have used an offensive weapon needed to focus on something else. I'm not as into draft capital as everyone else is. I think to a certain extent, yes, it matters. But as far as I'm concerned, Trevor Simeon's been the Broncos' best quarterback since Peyton Manning retired, and he was an undrafted seventh round, So I think to an extent, I understand draft capital. You get more chances and all the things, but just because you get more chances doesn't mean that you're good. And yes, I'm talking myself into drafting Tyler Wallace still. So
I know
don't
you
judge
are.
me.
I know you are. All right, let me ask, where would you take him? Let's assume there are no Trulies in the system. You're making a sound decision. Yeah, that's a crazy assumption, right?
I have a feeling it's not a sound decision if there's no Trulies in my system.
All right, so just
No,
the right
but
amount of Trulies, but where are you taking Tylan Wallace today?
I'm still taking him inside the top 10 wide receivers. I don't, like I said earlier, guys like Tutu Atwell, guys like Dwayne Eskridge, they're not going to work themselves inside of my top 10 wide receivers just because of draft capital. I don't want any part of them. So if Tylan Wallace can land on Chiefs, Titans, Chargers, a team like that where I think he has wide receiver 2 potential, I'm not saying he's going to be the top wide receiver ever, but I think he still has a chance to land on a team that needs a wide receiver that he could do well on.
The thing with draft capital, along with every other metric, there's like a minimum threshold we want to be that has to be met. Just because a player is taken in the second doesn't necessarily mean they are going to be a hit. But if they're taken in the fourth or later, there is a better chance that they are going to lack fantasy production. I mean,
I think the one thing that I hold on to that I said is we were kind of piecing together, depth charts and where these rookie lands is, okay, what does the NFL see in these players? What do they know that we don't we're not privy to the information of. What are those health reports? What is the work ethic? What is anything behind the scenes that we don't know? And a guy like Tylan Wallace, although I'll be intrigued to see where he lands tomorrow, I would still want to take him. He would definitely get bumped down, I think, to the third round pick for me versus a second round, just based on where some guys got evaluated tonight. Seeing a guy like Anthony Schwartz go to Cleveland and really jump up, Josh Palmer go way higher than any of us anticipated. It's definitely going to have me rethink some things here in the draft.
All right. So here's my thinking on Gainwell now. On my championship teams, to where I have that late second, it's a championship team. I can take that chance because that team is so dominant that if I waste a second round pick, it could be okay. Just kidding. That's the only way I could actually, get it in my head. He could be a second round pick.
Well, no, not to that exact reasoning, but here's the thing. When you start to look at when you look at everything,
I was sorry.
Like essentially after the 206, there's question marks across the board. So just like Jeff said in the comment, the later second round picks, they have lost value. They're more dart throws, I would say. But no matter who you take there is going to have question marks. So you have to take somebody in the second round. Some player has to go.
Tutu Atwell.
Yeah.
I mean, I talked myself into Van Jefferson this last year. I'm sure I could talk myself into Tutu Atwell as well.
I love me talking. I'm more likely to talk myself into Tony than I am Atwell.
Can you revisit Palmer here? I hadn't heard much about him prior to this. He wasn't on my radar. I'm not gonna. I could look up his Wikipedia page.
I will say, if I don't listen, I don't know what picks are coming tomorrow, but I think if a wide receiver ends up on the Chiefs, I don't think draft capital is going to matter much. I would wager they still skyrocket.
In terms of their value in rookie drafts, they are. They are.
And we're going to look for some landing spots on receivers tomorrow. I'm excited to see where Jalen Darden goes. He's kind of been the darling sleeper. He can land in a nice situation as a slot wide receiver somewhere. That'll be exciting. Josh Palmer, I'm wondering how his quarterback play was at Tennessee. What is it that he went so much higher than a lot of guys we were looking at? And I think the running back position, Mitch, too, we look at Gainwell, but we talked a little bit about that drop off at running back in past episodes where we kind of had the big three, and then Sermon was kind of creeping into that. Some NFL personnel really liked him, and then we talked about that drop off. So maybe that drop off is even a little bit more than we anticipated.
Yeah, there's certainly a drop off there, to say the least. I'm excited because tomorrow there's not too much on the schedule, so I'm going to be able to really formulate my thoughts and put things together. And I'm sure we're going to be talking nonstop tomorrow and sharing our thoughts. Hell, we might be talking nonstop tonight after we sign off.
Nope, I'm going to bed.
It's 9:50.
Utah boy, come on.
I know. I'm tired. Look at these eyes. They're all bloodshot. I'm tired, man.
You really always go to bed that early?
Yeah.
Mitch is disciplined.
That's wild. I bet in 4 hours, I'm like, okay, I'm ready.
We're going to look. Linda's going to have a live stream going on Twitter. Like,
I know, right?
Linda, I don't know how you have the energy. I commend you.
I need 6 hours sleep at least, Linda. At least 6. Then I'm all right.
Yeah, 5 to 6, I'm good.
5.
But I don't like sleep in. Like on days that I'll be like, it'll be a Saturday, my kid's gone. I'm like, I'm gonna sleep in, Nicole, and I'll wake up at 7:30, and I'm like, okay, guess I'm done. So
Nicole Bauer in the house. Welcome, Nicole.
The best Bauer, in my opinion.
My sister jumps in the chat. Her own flesh and blood. She can't even give me a shout out. Whatever. It's fine.
It's on brand. It's all right.
I'm upset. Jeff says I'm expecting a 2-hour Discord discussion on Tutu Atwell straight after the pod. Jeff, man, how are you still awake? That's my question. No, I don't think I'll be awake too much longer after we sign off here, but I'm sure we're gonna have a ton of conversation
I'm going to send you guys 48 text messages.
I'm sorry. I started reading something.
I'm just going to send the group chat like a ton of text messages. So you guys wake up in the morning, you're like, fudge.
Yeah. All right, guys. Dan, final thought here for the listeners that have put up with us for 11 and a half hours total, just under 11 and a half hours between the 2 days.
Man, hey, appreciate everyone who hung in with us. We had a lot of great guests. Thank you to all those guests. They were awesome. Linda, it was great to finally connect here. Troy owes us one. We got to make up for that at some point in time. But final thoughts. I'm ready to watch my Cowboy hype videos. The defense is going to be better this year. Elijah Moore was my favorite pick tonight. I just got a gut feeling there that he could be the sleeper, because we got to sort through those wide receivers of all those uncomfortable landing spots that we're unsure about. Somebody's going to surprise us. It's our job to find them as analysts. So I'm going to go with Elijah Moore tonight.
I don't know if he's much of a sleeper. It seemed like he was on everybody's radar. I think he's going to maybe as a slight riser. And, I get that. But, Linda, over to you. We like to do final thoughts on Dynasty Theory.
My final thought is that I'm sad about Tyler Wallace, but I am happy about the Bears offense as a whole. I think David Montgomery got a boost with Tevin Jenkins. I think Allen Robinson got his best quarterback ever with Justin Fields. So I'm looking forward to what the Bears put together, because it's been a very competent draft for them. And I think that's some new territory. So I'm looking forward to what happens this actual season.
I was going to say a competent draft from the Chicago Bears is really the best we could hope for. So,
yeah.
Mitch, over to you. Wrap it up for us, buddy. What do you got?
All right, this can be long, very exciting, but Sam Darnold to the moon. That's it.
There we go.
I love it.
It was a very nice draft for Sam Darnold, getting that vote of confidence. I'm tired. My throat's a little scratchy, but also I'm upset. My second round is dismantled. My second round is in shambles. I have to revisit some things tomorrow. So I know what I'm going to be doing tomorrow. But no, this was, I had to be a little dramatic. This was so much fun. We had so many fantastic guests. And next year, do we do 3 days, Mitch and Dan?
Wait, can I ask one more question?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Dan, how's it feel to be absolutely sniped by the Broncos on Patrick Surtain?
Touche. It did sting. It did hurt. But as a Cowboys homer, we have the skill of talking ourselves into whatever the pick is a good pick, no matter what baggage. And so it worked out. It worked out. But
I have a Trevor Siemian jersey, so I feel you.
Touche. But great pick with Surtain there. I'm jealous.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for us.
Whoa, no. The real Bauer's closing the show. We cannot end on that. What is Nicole's final thoughts? You better type fast, Nicole. 'Cause I don't know how much time John's
He's gonna hit that end button.
No, I'll let it come through. Hopefully it's
gonna be really good. No pressure, Nicole. This better be witty.
I hope it's a video post of her doing a Christopher Walken impression.
No,
While we wait, I'll read my friend that is not a big NFL fan. I got her to play fantasy this year. She's trying to get into it. Texted me earlier. She said, "I'm drunk and I suck at football tweets. But when I saw Trey McKinney run, I said, damn, that's a big motherfucker."
And that's the type of tweet that would just go.
Yeah, I said, absolutely post that.
All right.
And I was like, that's all you have to say. Sorry.
No, Linda, that's fine. That's fine. We're wrapping it up here. Listen.
Great Trey McKinney thought, but boo, Nicole Bauer, boo.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for checking out the live draft show here. Dan, you're repping the Cowboys. Linda's Broncos. Got the Lions down there, and then me worried about my fantasy teams. Yeah. We'll see everybody on. Do we have Fantasy Football Confidential next week?
Yes.
Yeah. So we'll have Dynasty Theory Tuesday, Fantasy Football Confidential Wednesday. The next few days, we'll gather our thoughts, and we'll be coming at you with some post-draft conversations. Everybody have a wonderful night. Peace.
Nah.